has a chance to change things and change it now.
Yes, big night for the Fitzroy Football Club tonight, but also talking to Greg Swan, their chief executive, he said if we can go in 8-4 into the bye, it's a great spot to be in. And away we go at Marvel Stadium.
It's the first game of the New Blues against the Lions, who are out to win this game and get themselves back in the top four. Cripps out wide, rolling ball. Setterfield couldn't get there in time to grab it, so he grabs Gardner instead, lays a good tackle, holds it 50 from goal. Good crowd in. Blues fans have come. It's like they've been reborn.
And a great area behind the goals at the right of screen, full of Fitzroy, maroon and blue out there. It's fantastic for the Brisbane Lions.
Plenty of Fitzroy in our broadcast box as well. Jonathan Brown and Alistair Lynch as well. Brisbane Lions royalty, Fitzroy royalty, if you include Lynch's time at the Lions, of course.
And Brownie's dad.
Absolutely. 256 games for Brisbane. Jonathan Brown, 306 for Fitzroy and Brisbane. Alistair Lynch, both three-time premiership stars.
Yeah, Lynch is a great star. It's great to play with. Have a look at that matchup. That's an interesting one. Nick Robinson, who usually gets stuck into one of the opposition forwards. He looks like he's got the matchup on Mitch McGovern. I expect him to try and rough him up and get under his skin a little bit.
Chance for Walsh, tucked into the pocket, goes with the banana. That would have been a monstrous start for the Blues and their momentum, but across the face and out on the full.
Did the job in Luke Bruce last week, King, so that'll be interesting to see whether that's a full lockdown. And Chris Fagan said, we want you to get under his skin a little bit and just try and unsettle him.
And that man brings the ball out to the back pocket position. Hodge chips it up the line, or up the middle of the ground, up the corridor, in fact. Mark taken there by McCluggage. Very good player, this bloke. So Hugh McCluggage goes out wide to the wing position, off hands of Andrews. So Carlton doing all the attacking in the opening couple of minutes here. Over the line, out of bounds, so a throw-in about 40 metres out from the Carlton goals. Big Harry was there, Harry Mackay.
A couple of other matchups there. So that'd be Harris Andrews on Harry Mackay. That's a dream matchup.
Jared Lyons looks like he's got the job on Patrick Cripps at the moment, body to body.
Okay, so Lockie O'Brien just tracking at the back of the pack there. Up goes Martin, he gets the tap. Curnow gets it across to that man. Handball over the top. There he is, Cripps. Steps one, steps two. Fisher was in amongst it looking for it. Setterfield gets it out. Ball up again. No, umpire letting it go. Lockie Neal has hold of it and will have a ball up.
Other critical match.
There you go. There's your man for the punch up.
There he is. Yeah. Robinson gets it. Just want to be careful not give away a free kick. And just also as well, we've spoken about that matchup. Also, Darcy Gardner, who's been in fantastic form, held Jack Gunston goalless last week. He's on Charlie Curnow.
Out to Fisher. Flicks it back to Setterfield. It's up, trying to get his hands free to Walsh. Tackled by Hodge. And get a ball up just inside the boundary line.
Always nice to get the first goal in the game, but when your club's been really struggling, it's super critical to get the crowd involved. Carlton would love to get the first opportunity here.
Cunningham flicks it out. Lyons got it out to Neal, slams it on the boot, gets it towards the wing, bouncing ball. Ugly bounce for a couple, but not for McStay, who gets it back again. Tried to slip it to McCluggage. Cripps through traffic. Nicer to Simpson, back into the lineup. To Plowman. O'Brien looks up. He's got a couple of options to the open side. Pulls it all the way back to Newman, who waits the second, finds Wiedering on a half-back flank. And he holds it up a little.
So he's holding it up, but he's looking straight into the sun here. And we were down there before the game, Jonathan Brown, and it's very, very, very hard to see. In fact, Daniel Rich came out and did the warm-up with a cap on.
It is unusual, isn't it? So he's got the snowy skin, Richie, but he should be ready for it being in Queensland conditions. So it should favour him. Not unexpected in the winter down here in Melbourne.
Cripps has gone to full forward. I love this. I think that he could be a presence down there and trust someone else to come and assume that midfield dominance.
Beautiful hit from Martin. Good play by Neal. Handball's over the top. Is this the opportunity for Carlton? Back to Neal again. He gets the handball working. Little kick forward by Andrews. Did it well, and it's been marked by Louis Taylor. So Lewis Taylor's got it. Centre wing. Hard for the players running into the shade here. The sun right in their eyes. As you can see, even for the camera work here, it has to go in and out. Good play. So Carlton with a big torpedo. Up the line, over the line it goes down for a throw-in. And the Blues are showing a little bit of spirit early on, David King.
They are, and Patrick Cripps is supposed to be at full forward. He wants to roll up to the stoppage. He wants to get involved, but go forward. See if he can be a goal kicker. Bring some emotion into this game.
We heard David Teague say that he's essentially got to put his full forward for the afternoon on a dog chain of about 60 metres in length. Whoever's full forward stays at full forward. They won't be going any further than 60 from goal, and that's a good news story for Blues fans.
That's Cripps as we speak.
Yeah, it'll change a bit. It'll be Charlie Curnow, it'll be Mackay, and it'll also be Cruiser, we're told, who'll have their turns. Simpson rolls back to get there. Little knockout. Got it to Casbolt. Ricochet. Dow. Marchbank. Ball in. But there'll always be someone forward to go to. So if the players pick the ball up in the midfield, you can go knowing there'll be someone there at least to kick along to, rather than have that hesitation step as you wait and wonder. Martin flicks it down. Dow got on the end of it. Gave it straight to Charlie Curnow. Bangs it on the boot. Got it to the midfield. Cripps comes up to the wing. Knocked it down nicely. Petreski-Seton out wide. Gibbons. He knows there's someone forward. It's Mackay this time. He's caught slightly behind. Silvani almost traps it. Petreski-Seton back inside. Kick half smothered. The ricochet. Little hand out from Ainsworth. Walsh picked his pocket, centre field.
And that's what we're talking about. Carlton have been easy to play against all year. No pressure. They've allowed the opposition to walk the ball out of their defensive end. But 8 tackles already in this game to Carlton. Most of those in the forward half. That's what you want, those repeat opportunities. Get it where they're going to hurt the opposition inside the forward 50.
It's not a confident goal kicker, Will Setterfield. 1 goal, 6 for his career, 1-4 this year. He looked around to see if there were options. They all told him, this is your kick. And he loads up and goes long. Curnow keeps it alive for a second. Threw it up to the goal line. And it's wobbled through for a behind.
So Setterfield's only kicked 1 goal, 6 in his career so far. Didn't quite make the distance on that one for a rush behind. This bloke knows a little bit about it. 335 games for Luke Hodge, one of the greatest players of any era. McCarthy gets the handball going. Robinson. Not much up ahead, so they decide to just kick to the wide open spaces. Marchbank. Zorko did really well. Made up some ground and then made the tackle. Locked it in, the forward 50. Throw in. They can set up here for their first go at goal this afternoon, the Brisbane Lions. A lot of arms in the air for the Carlton players there trying to find a player.
And that's good. Really like when the umpires pay one of these early. They're going to look after the tag player. If you grab Cripps without the football today, you'll pay a price. Good call.
And Cripps comes out and hits his teammate Walsh, who's been fantastic so far. To Cruiser, Petreski-Seton over the top. Silvani fends well. Cruiser keeps running. Now they're away. The kick from Dow. Ooh, just on the bootlaces. Gets it back. Needs to crash through. Needs to kick the goal. Needs to get there. Hasn't got enough on it.
Better by Carlton, though. They lowered their eyes to Jack Silvani coming through the centre there. Luke Hodge dropped out the back. So the worst thing Carlton can do is bomb away, because Hodge will be on the end of it every time. There's a better build-up.
Gardner wide. Wiedering read it to perfection. Great set of hands there. He left hipwood and went and got it himself.
He's had a pretty good year, Dwayne. Jacob Wiedering. He's one of the few pluses this year for the Blues.
Petreski-Seton to the pocket. Charlie! Not quite. He got both palms on it. Didn't quite bring it to ground. Ainsworth around the body. Blasts it, but blasts it wide. First game for the year, Noah Ainsworth. So he'll be a little nervous there. Pick 55 in last year's draft. Kick to the top of the square. Cruiser up and good mark taken by Allison in the pack.
That kick before from Dow, it has to hit Mackay on an easy 20-metre pass in the corridor. Easy set shot at goal. They're the things that are just clunky at the moment for Carlton. It's not a structural problem. It's not an effort issue. Just a finishing.
Beautiful mark by Wiedering across to Simpson. Good stuff. Walsh plays on straight away. Knew he had a player out. Just got pushed off his kick a little bit. So it was intercepted there by Matheson. Punched away by Newman. At the fall of the ball, O'Brien around the body is a kick up towards Mackay in the pocket, and that'll do for Carlton. That's a good result. Throw in. They can have another go.
They've been good at this part of the ground, King. The forward stoppages, generally their stoppages, they've been able to score from them, Carlton. So can they maximise this effort and obviously set up behind the ball, Carlton? The defenders need to get organised, but let's watch these mids go to work.
Okay, so Cripps, front and square. Cruiser almost got a little shove in the back. Blues just trying to find somebody in space at the moment. It's coming back in quickly. Dale Thomas's kick. Inside 50 it goes. Nice handball from Dow. Quick hands. Comes out to O'Brien on the boundary line. Centering kick is a cracker. And great play getting back there was with it. And not to give away the free kick. He's going to have to go again here. No, throw in. So good play all round from everyone there. The good thing for the Blues, I think, at the moment is they're actually, as you said, Jonathan Brown, making the right decisions.
Absolutely, and they've got the ball in their forward half end. So this is where you need to be able to score from. If you're going to become a good side, you need to lock the ball in their forward half.
Smith and Cruiser go at it. Cruiser ripped it out of the air, got it to full forward. Mackay caught behind. Andrews, he nearly held it long enough. Towed off the deck by Mackay. Now behind.
Really like their contested ball game at the moment, Carlton. Plus 12 already. It's an area where they've really struggled. Over the last month, they've been minus 20 on their opposition. So that's a huge start and a big tip for the effort levels of Carlton.
All happening in the ground balls, King. Plus 11 in the ground balls. So that tells you first to spread from the contest.
Here we go. Oh, mark taken by Rayner. Good play. Held his nerve and his position. Marchbank almost got the intercept. Gardner, who's been the general in this opening part of the opening term in defence for the Brisbane Lions. So under pressure, but the Blues only got 2 behinds on the scoreboard at the moment.
This is better, though. Their zone is forcing Brisbane so wide, and they kicked that one on the full, but they've had 10 inside 50s to 1 for a 2-point lead. They're just not getting reward for their effort here.
So Simpson, he looked up, he won't go on about this too much, but it is very hard looking up to see too much further field of that sun in your eyes. Out of the shadows, the kick is overcooked. Ainsworth got it in to Robinson. Rich is a beautiful kick, and look at that one. Thumps it long, gives everyone a chance. And getting back and taking the mark has been Wiedering, who's been very good so far in this game. Just the 15. Umpire said that's enough. Plowman's kick was a good one to Walsh. To the outer side of the ground, and Carlton can set up here with Setterfield.
Setterfield pulls his kick short, but
it's the right decision. It's just a bad kick, Dwayne.
Yeah, Neal was in the hole. Cunningham couldn't reach it. Oh, and he dance-stepped him beautifully. Stepped around him, then went and bounced it and didn't quite look back to where the ball had bounced back to him. And the mark taken by Lyons on a half-forward flank.
It's a pretty handy kick after dropping it.
Absolutely. Pokes it back towards McCluggage. He tries to don't argue. Got it back to Lyons. He's 48 from goal and he misses to the near side. And it's out on the full. Alistair Lynch downstairs.
I think you guys have touched on it a few times. Certainly the contested ball and efforts there for Carlton, but they're still having issues inside their forward half hitting targets. But what you can tell is defensively they're set up much better behind the ball. So when the Brisbane Lions do turn it, do get the ball back and intercept, they go forward and there's not easy targets. So they set up very well, Carlton, and it's a good platform to start this game.
There's hearts and mounts there as Casbolt had to, as Dennis Committee would say, be centimetre perfect to get it across to Dale Thomas.
So it's that sort of kicking, Eddie, we're talking about there, Lynch, you're speaking about. So plus 30 the possession count for Carlton, but only kicking at 50%. So that's an easy kick. They just need to start to tidy that up.
Well, that's where in past weeks, when they turn it over, they've been opened up. Their defence has been all over the place and they get scored against heavily, but certainly structure's good.
One of the contests of the game is Cruiser versus Martin, and another free kick. Every time he goes near Cripps, they jump all over him. Petrevsky's seat and gets the advantage call. Kicks up towards the forward 50. Mackay is there. Coming across to lend some assistance as Gardner's been so good so far for the Brisbane Lions. And that is a beautiful, courageous mark from Ainsworth. He kicks with his shin and turns it over. Now Carlton are a chance. Cripps knows there's someone long. Didn't want to give it away, and he's caught, is gone, and was lucky. Advantage almost paid, if you like. Now a chance. Cameron looks up, just waits. Smith is his man, decides to pull the kick. That was beautiful play. Everyone expected him to bomb it long to Smith. He was running to the goal square, and Hipworth just comes across and takes the mark. 40 metres out, distance no problem, 45-degree angle.
The beauty of taking a mark inside 50. I mean, they've been inside 4 times. This is their first mark. Carlton have been inside 11 times for the one mark. Just patience, just composure, giving your forwards an opportunity to get their leads right and open up some space for one another.
So Hipwood comes in, has kicked 96 goals, 79 in his 64th game of football. The kick is on its way, and that's exactly what a good team does with opportunities in set shots inside 50. Well done to Eric Hipwood, and the Lions, against the run of play, get the first goal of the game.
Well, that one come from the defensive half of the ground. We saw them virtually go coast to coast there. Carlton have been very good in the first 15 minutes of football, but they eventually broke. And it's off the back of maybe Patrick just not trusting his forwards and getting it in deep. They've got some great targets down there. Charlie Curnow was 50 metres forward of that. Harry Mackay was 40 metres forward of that. They've just got to drive that in and have trust in their teammates. Cripps needs to be better than that. We haven't said that too often this year.
Yeah, the instinct was to hesitate before the kick.
I liked Carlton early, that they're lengthening the ground. We've seen the ground too short, King. So what I mean by that is the forwards are quickly getting back inside 50. So you have to reward them, though. You have to kick the ball to them, have confidence that they're going to be there for you.
Stephen Martin down the lines, gets the ball in the Matheson direction. Hipwood lays a big rolling tackle to hold the ball on 50.
This is what we're talking about, Dwayne. The kicking efficiency of Carlton in the forward half of the ground is 29%. So sometimes you don't have to be perfect. Just got to get it to an area.
Yeah, the danger zone, 20-odd metres from goal. Stephen Martin given this free. It's beyond his range. You look at almost the 50. Walsh gets told to get out, but he had a man next to him, Zorko, anyway. Stephen Martin looks up as if he might have it within him now. Heads to the top of the square. So the hold is on Allison. So Allison, his first game for the season, Lions Academy player. Saints made a bid for him at pick 55, and Lions had to match it to keep him. And that's how much they rated his worth. Game number 9 for him in total.
That's a shocking decision. How can you pay that?
Come back and have a look in a moment, Jonathan.
4 umpires being used today as well. Should give us some sort of advantage, and he slips it through for the Lions' second.
I really want to know your thoughts here, Jonathan. I want you to be honest.
That is unbelievable. So we see this all the time, and yes, I'm all for giving forwards the opportunity to run and jump at the football, but that is very minor. Now, if you're going to pay that, there'll be 300 free kicks for the day. So it was just before that. There was a slight grab of the jumper by Daisy Thomas, but fair dinkum.
There it is there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only...
That was it.
Unless it was the push from Casbolt, but there wasn't much in that either. I'm just not sure where that free kick has come from, Brownie.
Disappointed with that, and anyway, you got to get on. You got to be able to move on. So well done, Allison. First game in.
And Allison's aim was true. Put it through. Shout out to Elvis Costello. Cruiser goes up, gets the tap, but it's Lyons. There's been another player who's showing a little bit early in this game. And against the run of play, you just get that feeling here that the Brisbane Lions are starting to flex their muscle. Zorko, kick was a beauty out to Cameron, who dug in hard and made up the ground and took the mark. Now the mercurial Charlie Cameron.
That's the difference, Ed. Brisbane are kicking at 80% forward of centre. Carlton are kicking at 30% forward of centre. That's where the Bills get paid, in the forward half.
So Charlie Cameron just weighing up. And he goes with a short pass and hits. So Lachie Neale has kicked 71 goals in his 147 games. 71-46.
Geez, Charlie Cameron's dangerous around those stoppages. It's a bit like the Gary Ablett factor. You just have to watch him so carefully because they can sneak out the back and really hurt you.
So Neale decides, right, I'm going to have a shot. Comes in. The kick is on its way, and he has just hit that on the side of the boot and put it out in the full. So a bit of a relief there for the Carlton side. A bit stiff getting a goal against him in that last free kick, so maybe the rub goes their way now.
Long launch toward half-back. Charlie Curnow protected the drop zone, took a good grab, and he is off. Kick smothered though by Lyons, and he gets it back. The old 1-2 heads toward goal, and he misses. And let off for Charlie and co.
So Lyons has had 2 shots at goal for a point and an out of bounds on the full in this opening term. We've been going 20 minutes in the opening term, and it's turnover city at the moment. So Mitch Robinson goes long and strong. Smith is underneath it and got 2 hands, but couldn't quite hold it in the end. Newman, Plowman, good bounce, another good bounce. Ended up picking up about 40 metres on the 2 bounces there. Robinson has a wry smile. Throw in outside the 50.
The kicking is deplorable coming off half-back for the Carlton Football Club. I'm amazed, actually, they want to keep going quick. That's been the big issue all season, and it continues to be a massive issue at the start of the game. The effort's there, but the skills just aren't up to quick ball movement.
Cripps was magnificent off the pack. Robertson kicks it inside 50. There was a push, and the umpire saw that one.
Yeah, that was definitely there, that one. A free kick, so he's already in the air. Eric Hipwood pushed the other way.
And damned if they do and damned if they don't, though, Lynchy. If they go slow, it becomes a precise game, which means your kicks, you can seize up on those short kicks. So I think they're going quick by design. They want to give the fans some reward today. 4 goals last week. It's going to be hard to keep turning up if you're kicking 4 and 5 goals a week.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I just want to see something different. We've seen how they've lost in past weeks.
So Eric Hipwood is one of these players that if he gets going one day, he'll kick 10. From 50 out, look at that, he's thumped it. It's offline though, and through from behind. So he's had 2 shots at goal for 1-1 so far in this match.
Wiedering.
To me, this is the problem with Carlton. If they hit this first target, there's nowhere to go to now. There's one player forward of this, and it's Mitch McGovern.
Handball outside 50. Success though. Cunningham down the line. Free kick. Carlton ball. Play on to advantage. Fisher runs away. They've got options aplenty. Gibbons over the back. Needs to be a good kick. Hits the square. Couldn't get there to attempt the mark. He wasn't probably the guy to go to in the air.
Look who was there, though. Eric Hipwood ran all the way down the other end. Good effort there.
Brownie, you've got Mackay, you've got McGovern, Curnow, Cruiser in this team as tools. Gibbon can't be your target.
Can't be. Well, Mackay was trying to get a 10-metre short kick.
Unless you put it 10 metres in front for him to run onto it. Robertson, Hodge, McLuggage. Heads out wide. Marchbank got there first.
It's infectious. Carlton's running off from Brisbane's defenders.
Plays on. Hits the square. Mackay's down there. He was manhandled. No free. Robertson heads out wide. Charlie Cameron all the way down to half-back. Some moves and ahs from the Blues fans, but they're 4 minutes away for another goalless quarter.
See some more control here. And we have seen this in the Brisbane's game this year. They are a bit more controlled.
That's a big kick.
They don't play on as much as they used to in the past, especially from marks.
And the risk reward could come off because Neil then brings it right out to the other side. Rayner waits. He's got a thumping kick. Look at that. That is an absolute ripper. Yeah, chop of the arms, free kick.
The feedback for the umpire. It was a very similar incident that happened in the goal square moments ago for Carlton.
McCluggage has it outside 50. The kick was so good it drew the free kick. So McCluggage from 52 kicks to the top of the square. Wiedering's underneath it here, gets up, thumps it off hands, over the line, out of bounds. So 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in this opening term. Carlton 2 behinds, Lions 14. They really have to hang on here, Carlton. They've had a good quarter, haven't had the scoreboard tick their way, but they certainly don't want to give one up here. Martin hits it to the right spot, or tug on the jumper, almost. Dangerous play here. And the umpire says Carlton free kick.
Love their intent. We've talked about it a little bit, but 13 tackles to 11 in favour of Carlton.
So Walsh with his 8th disposal in this opening term. Curnow gets the free kick. The crowd give the Bronx cheers.
He had his arm held. From half-back, he blasts it. Cripps is down there. Hodge and Cripps side by side. Both tie up. Dow the crumb. Gave it to Gibbons. Silvani was open, but he couldn't trap it and run. Plays a good tackle on Martin. Somehow got it to Hodge. Out wide to Neal and Gardner. All the answers so far. The Lions, who are 5th on the ladder compared to Carlton's 18th. So it's expected that they would be the better team today. But this bounce factor with a new coach for the Blues and a new game style. Can they parlay a good quarter into a goal at least to finish it? Rich. He pokes it back to Robertson.
I see this a lot more control in the Lions game.
Back to Rich, who can bomb a ball. Goal square. Wittering got there. McStay picked his pocket, kicked the goal.
Spoke about this, King. So a bit more control in Brisbane's game this year. So they're happy to be conservative off half-back. Just build it up slowly. Chip, chip, chip. Don't play on from the marks until you get forward to centre. They get in the hands of a penetrating player in Daniel Rich. Then they're prepared to go hard into the forward line.
Had no Australian type impact this year, Daniel Rich, off half-back. I mean, this is what you're talking about. From 75 metres out, he puts it to a really dangerous area. Not Wiedering's best work there. He could have easily spoiled that through, but you can't allow Rich to get the double up through the corridor, through the midfield.
And well done to Nick Robertson there, who came down and got the 1-2 going with Rich to get Rich into that dangerous position. No one went with him. Now, we know that Nick Robertson's a hard man and uses what ability he has to his best talents, but that was a good one. He falconed himself.
Steps a bit flat. He wasn't allowed to play advantage there.
There you go. That won't get replayed much. Anyway, Neal gets it out. Robinson, Zorko, Rich. They're the names that want to have the ball if you're a Brisbane Lions fan. Big crunch of the pack. Crunch. Bang. Down they go. Rich is underneath it again. Picks up his own ball. Gets it out wide. Matheson. Wider still. Lewis Taylor. He's saying, calm down, boys. Minute 15 to go. 18-point lead's a good one.
Well, they've only won 3 first quarters for the year, the Brisbane Lions, so they'll be thrilled with this start.
You're right, King. Yeah, especially last week against Hawthorn.
So Zorko goes long to the pocket. Rayner just missed. Wow, there wasn't much in that. It was 2 revolutions. This was in
Went against the law of physics to be able to kick that, I would have thought.
And the 19-year-old still got a huge upside. We haven't seen the best team yet, but we're going to in time. Blues, 40 seconds left. Can they crank up here in the dying stages with the last roll of the dice? Setterfield looks up. Pulls the kick to the wing. Off hands the crumbs huge. Cruiser went down, tried to get it out and did. Cunningham's off and running. He's got Mackay long. Heading to the goal square. Needs to be a good kick. He might go for home himself. Pulls the kick to Mackay late. Andrews right with him. He read their minds. Harris Andrews, he knew exactly what Cunningham was going to do.
Double back as players. So you've got Mackay and Curnow there, just not decisive enough for their leads. What are you doing? Are you coming at the kicker or you're doubling back? And don't lead together at the same time.
So quarter time at Marvel Stadium, and David Teague goes in without a goal on the board on his opening term as a senior coach, but his team is playing some good football, just not the polish required to put the pressure on the Brisbane Lions. The Lions, on the other hand, are taking full effect of their opportunities. They lead by 18 points. It's 3 behinds Carlton to 3-3-21. The Brisbane Lions at quarter time.
Ready to surge. Is it a new coach? Is it a new, fresh look to how they play? They're attacking the game quite well. It's just the finishing. It's only a small thing that's just off at the moment for Carlton.
18-point lead to the Lions in search of that top 4 spot. At the end of this round, Smith in the ruck against Cruiser. Gets his own clearance to Neal. Mongrel's one to half forward. The race is on. Handball out wide to Setterfield is okay. Got it from Marchbank. Kick smothered though. He hesitated and that was enough. hunted him down, and the Lions kept it in the area.
That's the word, Dwayne. Hesitated. It's just a beat. And in the modern game, that's when you invite pressure and things break down. They've just got to go. Just back yourself. Play with flair and instinct.
Brisbane Lions are a good team. And Chris Fagan's got 20 years of experience on David Teague as well. 58-year-old coaching against the 38-year-old in his first game today. Cripps gives it off to Fisher. He was caught too slow. Tried to buy himself some time, but wrote too big a check. Zorko runs through the middle. Heads out wide to McStay, whose hands have been sensational this year. Goes to the goal square. Matheson plays for the free. Didn't get it. Charlie's wheelhouse. Charlie's too good.
I'd say the biggest change for the Brisbane Lions, Kingy, is not conservative with the ball, but they make the right decision. So Charlie Cameron could have played on there to advantage, but no, he took stock, he went back, and then waited and assessed the right option. Waited for Daniel Rich and Dane Zorko to run past, and then they penetrated inside the forward 50 for Lions, and that was the right decision. Wrong decision, which younger sides make, is to play on from that advantage which they had got. That just shows the maturity in their build-up.
Well, we know the Brisbane Lions have been slow starters all year. It took them 15 minutes to get their first goal, but they've kicked the last 4. In fact, all 4 goals of the game so far. They've started this second quarter full of beans, though. And I suppose, David King, we get to, at some stage, what the pass mark is today for Carlton.
Yeah.
An honourable loss, or where it gets to. But it's early days, we're only a minute into the second quarter. So Cripps tries to get them going again. Little handball over the top to Fisher. Now they can get going. Here's something. Mackay gets underneath the ball. Punched away. With it, a nice handball inside. Robertson just got enough of it. Zorko thumps it on the boot, gets it out of the danger zone. Sometimes that's all you need to do. That's what Jonathan Brown's been calling for Carlton to do. Now, Daisy Thomas, most experienced player on the ground with a left foot kick up towards Petrevski-Seaton. But, gee, has to do a lot there. Silvani over the top of it. Cunningham holds it up, and we'll have a ball up 40 metres out from the Carlton goal. So 4 goals the difference. 3 behinds plays 4-3. Smith with the tap. Petrevski-Seaton, good play. Setterfield was dumped down. Goes again, good tackle. Good pressure from Carlton here. They're trying hard. Silvani gets it out. Simpson's high up and under. Try and mark that. Mackay goes up, off hands. Taylor was just magnificent. Got it out. McCluggage just kicked. Is coming back. And Carlton get another go.
Casbolt, well, he bit off more than he can ever chew there. It's not the best kick in the business, and he turns it over to Allison, who goes long. Charlie Cameron, look at him put the jets on. Had the speed, poked it to his own advantage. He is a sensation, and he backheels it through for one of the great behinds of the year.
And well done to Wiedering there too.
Awesome. He was trapped in a really difficult position. He had Charlie Cameron, who he knew he didn't have the speed to go with. He had one play at that Wiedering and got it absolutely spot on.
Mark
well
that
done.
down as an all-Australian rush behind. Well done, Dwayne. I love that. Wiedering has it. And he's playing well. He's starting to regain his confidence. Just watch this in the bottom of the screen. Nearly got through, but Wiedering did well here.
Yeah, he went at the
nearly done
absolute
here.
right time, didn't he, Ed?
Yeah, great stuff.
Blood pressure of 400 over 200 at that stage.
All right, into the sun it comes. Mackay did well. Petrevski-Seaton gets the handball going. Carlton fans are saying, don't just give it to somebody standing still. Silvani gets a bad bounce, hits him in the noggin.
So that's the difference. See, Carlton want to play on straight away. Handball to a man in trouble. It's going back the other way already.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
He's not going to take him, is he?
Oh,
no. Neil gets it. Daisy Thomas just says, can my luck turn just a little?
Is that a bad week and a half?
It's the second time we've seen this. First quarter, we saw a contested mark by Charlie Curnow. He plays on, gets the ball smothered, ends up in a Brisbane score. Straight over there, we see Mackay take a mark. Handball to a man under pressure, turn it over.
it's one weekend.
Daisy does the right thing, doesn't offer his opinion on this occasion. And Neil comes in and slots the goal.
What I'm saying, that's the danger of freeing players up and saying, boy, just play with your freedom. Play with the flair about your game. they can tend to play on a bit too much, King, and get themselves into trouble.
It's a good conversation because, look, Daisy's made a small mistake here, really. He knew he was trying to hold up Neely, couldn't let him go. Probably a fraction tough from the umpiring, but I understand what the letter of the law is. But you're right. I think David Teague's message, sometimes as players you can go too far with that message, and you can take it to the literal meaning of we want to play on, we want to go every time. Sometimes playing on with just your eyes, not necessarily giving the ball. Scoping what's ahead of you, scanning is as beneficial.
We've clearly got rid of the common sense approach. We're back to the letter of the law again, are we?
Yeah.
You're all spot on, though, with Carlton's approach. They just haven't quite got the skill level to be able to play with that freedom successfully. Matheson around his body, but that could change. Almost sore coat, does get it up. McCluggage waltzes into 45 and nails it. Carlton on the ropes early, 6-0.
That's as good a centre bounce execution as you'll see from the team all year. They clearly won the centre bounce. They handballed the ball around well. Great play by Dane Zorko coming off half forward. Well followed up by Hugh McCluggage. That was the perfect play from the centre bounce. Have a look at this. This is magnificent. Hugh McCluggage involved at the start as well. You practice that all the time, but very rarely it actually happens perfectly like that. Great clean up by Dane Zorko. Great finish by Hugh McCluggage.
All right, well, this is starting to look really dangerous now for Carlton. David King, thoughts?
They've just got to keep fighting. I mean, they're up against a pretty good side. They're pretty slick at the moment, Brisbane. They're making them pay. You give them the ball, and it's going on the scoreboard. Simple as that. Good to watch the Lions.
All right, it took them 15 minutes in the first term. The Lions get their first goal. They kicked 3 in 10 minutes, and so far in this second term, they've kicked 3 in 6, and they've got it in the forward 50 again. Rayner went in with his head. Umpire said, bad luck. You're the one going in that way. Ball up.
I just think we've not seen anything different from Carlton. The effort's there, but they're number 2 in the league for play on from marks. And through that first quarter, we've seen them play on and turn the ball over. Now they're putting their defence under extreme pressure. This might get ugly.
So advantage has been paid. Now, it's an open forward line. Silvani. Grabbed, held. Good luck getting out of there. Now it's picked up by Mitch Robinson, the former Carlton player, to Rich, to Robertson. His kick is intercepted. Here's a chance now. Walsh trying hard. Silvani to Cripps. They get it going. Setterfield out wide. Curnow couldn't quite get hold of it. Stuck one paw out. Wouldn't stick in his hands there. Setterfield goes in again. They're trying hard, the Carlton players. Well done to them. They've done well. They'll have a ball up.
Only 3 times this year Brisbane have kicked 5 goals in a row. So high quality from them. 6 in a row at the moment.
Setterfield got the free kick in the end there for high tackle. He's 55 out. He's only kicked 1 goal in his career, so he's not going to have a shot. He loads it up and kicks it to a 1-on-2 off hands. The Curnow brothers trying their best in that forward pocket. Once again, though, the Lions are able to get the ball and get it out, and they're away again.
Allison, middle of the ground. Lions read it to perfection. Read the bounce, kept it in front. He's got options of plenty. McStay's out the back if there's a long kick on. Rayner holds it up. Looks inside. Dan stepped through them. Turned it over.
Straight on to Robinson. A bit of feedback from Mitch Robinson and Cam Rayner on the outer wing, Dwayne.
Yeah, Mitch does like to give feedback. Tell you what, if you're following him on Twitter, you get some good stuff every now and then out wide. To Fisher, one thing about Mitch Robinson, though, I think he's every fan's secret love, really, isn't he?
Doesn't have a great filter either.
Fisher wide. You love him in your team, just don't want him as a neighbour. Hodge out wide. Taylor looks up. Options are plenty again for the Lions. A little bit wide for Charlie Cameron, but he marks it right on the paint. So McStay forward again, waiting for the long kick. Charlie trying to manufacture something special. Pulls it wide to Zorko. The magician found space where there was none.
It's an unbelievable kick, though.
What vision.
And execution, which has been the difference, hasn't it?
And he puts it to the pocket, and Hipwood can't get there in time. Wettering crunched it across the boundary for a ball in.
So Jacob Wettering having a good day for the Blues so far. As you can see, haven't been able to kick a major just yet. 6-4 plays 3 behinds. And again, it's in the forward 50 for the Brisbane Lions. Hipwood just gave up on it, really. Front spot went to Casbolt. Throw in.
Dane Zorko, another good day. Unbelievable. I think he won 4 best and fairest at the Brisbane Lions. And he won 4 best and fairest at Broadbeach Football Club before that. So 8 best and fairest in the last 10 years.
And I can play. You could just see him in there. He didn't get his hand on the ball, but he made a good smothering attempt, a good bump. He's always in the action. Live wire. Cripps to the boundary line. He says, I'll step over myself and have a rest.
It's probably unbelievable, Eddie, that it took 4 best and fairest at Broadbeach for a club to work out. This bloke might go right at the next level.
Especially given Broadbeach is just next door to the Gold Coast Suns.
What was the knock on him, Jono? Was there anything in particular? They think he was too small or just dominating an inferior league? What was the go?
Bit of both there, Ed. Hit the nail on the head.
Well, there he is. He's got it out again to a bloke who does know what it's like to be picked early in a draft. Luke Hodge. Martin.
That's the... That's the difference, just getting it in, giving your forwards a chance. You should have marked that, Rayner, in the end. Carlton refused to do that. Here's their chance, get it in.
Curnow. Nice kick, nice mark, nice present. Around the body they go. McGovern's kick is a good one, and this bloke can really play. The young fella in his first season, Sam Walsh, needs to go back. He's got to take all he's got to get there, you would have thought.
It's been huge, Ed. This will be his 11th disposal for the day, and he's one that operates at 70+% by foot. He's a rarity at Carlton at the moment. He's winning most of his ball in a contest. Can he finish?
3 goals, 5 in his career that started this year. Won't get the distance. So to the top of the square, they need a big mark. Up goes McKay. At the fall of the ball, Curnow waits with intent. Silvani got the ball. Goes again. His kick is smothered. Goes again. Goes again and goes again and gets it out. And they get their goal. Well done there to Jack Silvani. Well done indeed. That was fantastic stuff. And the kick was finally put through by Gibbons.
Yeah, good finish there by Carlton. I saw Sam Walsh take that mark. Dane Zorko charged back to make a contest. He might have hurt himself, I think. His left hip pointer. Interesting to see. Lynch, you'll find out for us, no doubt about that. But good work there by Carlton. That's predictable footy in the top of the goal square. Get your numbers at ground level. They were able to scrounge a goal.
He gets a lot of feedback, Jack Silvani. I mean, that's awesome to see him follow up 3 times there, just to hunt after the footy, just to try and commit to the common cause here. Look at this. 1, 2, turnover, smother, go again. Awesome play.
He's probably their best pressure player in the front half, King, so he has copped a bit of criticism there. Dane Zorko looks a bit sore.
Yeah, he's just in the hands of the physios at the moment, seeking some attention, but he's actually very uncomfortable, so it'll be a few minutes rest and hopefully he can get back out there. Being addressed by the doctor now.
See if Carlton can go back to back. Lions coming off a 19-point win over Hawthorn last week after conceding the first 5 goals of that game. They've been in good form, the Brisbane Lions. Blues maybe get some momentum moving their way for a few minutes. Good attack from Taylor. Got the handball up. Andrews under some pressure. O'Brien had a chance, but Neal clean-handed. Back to Witherden, who normally finds a chest. He loads up middle of the ground. Robinson waits. Traffic comes. Walsh crumbs. Floats it inside 50. And a good mark against Cunningham. Backing back with the flight by Answorth. He had to hold his ground. He knew contact was coming. Didn't mind copping the bruise. And he finds Robinson, who goes to Rich.
So Rich in the back pocket. 14.5 minutes gone in his second term. Blues put their first goal 12.5 minutes into the second quarter. Rayner drops what he should have marked, then is lucky enough to get a good bounce. Handball comes over the top from Matheson. Simpson's in there. That's a good tackle. Umpire says we'll bounce. And Zorko, you can see there, getting the ribs strapped up. Let's have a look what happened to him. He's got a knee in the ribs there, wasn't it? Or a hip on hip. Anyway, back to the game. Ball in the middle of the ground. Martin does it beautifully. Turns around, kicks. Plowman did well, ran straight at the ball. Ends up with Thomas. Now, what Carlton can do here is kick over the top, and they'll kick it straight down Cameron's throat. off one step. Nothing drives you more crazy than watching a player turn it over off one step. McStay, Rayner. Umpire says you didn't try hard enough.
He's a bit unlucky there. Charlie Cameron should have spotted Cam Rayner, who was on his own inside 50 metres there, and then he tried to win the ball back for his team. Free kick's probably there, but Cam Rayner is actually working hard. Does cop a bit of criticism. He's only had the 4 disposals, but he's actually working hard.
So Nick Newman gets the ball out of defence for the Blues.
Cripps, good hands. Looks inside. Skill's been the problem for the Blues. They've had open men, haven't been able to hit their targets. See if they can hit a few targets here going forward. Plowman. Cameron holds him up.
Just looking down the path, watching McGovern, then watching O'Brien, they lead at 75%. If you're going to lead at 100% and be utilised or not, it doesn't matter. You open up space for the player in behind. They half-cart, they jog. And in the end, they become so defendable by Brisbane. It's just too easy and they get stopped on the wings.
They don't have GPSs on there and they can tell what speeds they go. There'll be a lot of jog meters for the Carlton forwards coming up on their GPS. They might run a long way, but a lot of them will be jog meters.
Marchbank, you trust that you're going to get hit. If you do, lead at 100%. High kick, Silvani. Mackay back with a flight. Ball thumped towards the boundary. Ed Curnow put his head down, gathered the Sharon, handed it inside the Dow. The lift door's closed on him, and he might be a little hurt.
Mitch Robinson looked like a linebacker in the American Football League.
Mitch has given one away, I reckon. Yeah.
Delaney Gulfis has given the free kick. It will be going to O'Brien.
Bit of Mitch tax. Drops in once a week. It gives you an opportunity for a free kick shot at goal, Mitch.
Well, he was delisted by Carlton, of course. He didn't get traded. He was simply dumped from the list.
Oh, you reckon it's personal, Dwayne?
Well,
get a bit back.
I think those players who've played at 2 clubs tend to like playing well against their old one.
Personal with every club with Mitch.
Big kick this, and threaded by O'Brien. 2 in a row for the Blues.
Just silly. Just silly, really. I mean, the contest was over, and he just gave him a little clip.
The tackle was good, King. He lined him up. He did everything right with the tackle, but it's the carry on afterwards. You saw this a couple of times last week. So there's nothing wrong with that.
The Malachi crunch there from both boys, but it was after this when he's standing toe-to-toe and O'Brien comes in and he just goes bang, across the chops. You'll see it in a sec. There it is.
So the boys get 2 in a row and just inch their way back into this game. So 25 points the difference. They try by 18 points at quarter time. So huge centre bounce this one. Cruiser goes up, tries to sock it off the ground. They just shove it forward. But even when they're trying their best like that, they seem to get the wrong spot with a kick. Kick from Rich was just an absolute beauty. So spread out around the ground. Everyone's pushed forward now for the Brisbane Lions. Martin's the target underneath it, gets pushed, and Casbolt takes a nice mark. Handballs, Petrevsky, Seaton. Needs a good kick. He's in the right direction. It's still bounced 5 metres short. Put his teammate under pressure.
So he should be able to hit those kicks.
Fisher fumbled it.
Oh, but it was a horrible kick. They should be able to hit those kicks with your eyes closed. You know, that's an unpressured, that's an unforced error. Yeah, we know the tennis is on at the moment. That is an absolute unforced error. It's just happening too much for Carlton. They're missing 50% of their kicks.
Cripps to Petrevsky, Seaton, who kicks the torpedo. That's worked. Right off hands, Gibbons. The race is on. He's kicked 1 goal. Tries the fend off. Great play there by Ainsworth. Still gets it. Gibbons out wide. Here's a chance. Fisher. But the kick, just the way they kick in the football day is horrible. Out in the full.
Well, you can imagine the frustration in the coaches box for Carlton. Probably set this game up okay. It's just execution of the forward half. And the gap at the moment is only 25 points. If they can tidy that up, they'll come with a rush.
Simpson goes inside. Ed Curnow looks up. Cripps, can he hit a target? He waits. Heads out wide. Does hit one at centre field. He pokes the pass to Charlie Curnow. And he can crank up on this. He gets plenty of shoe on it. It's long. It's strong. 3 in a row for the Blues.
What I love about this gear is the control by Patrick Cripps. So he could have blasted inside 50, not knowing what was there ahead of the football, but he just composed himself, he kicks it sideways and then allows Carlton to build up. I think that's better. We need to see more of that by Carlton. It's this one here. He doesn't know. He could have panicked and just bombed it long, but no. He opens his eye, he lifts his eye, sees centre field on his own. This is a better build-up. Then Curnow backs himself in, kicks the goal.
So 3 in a row to Carlton. And look at Curnow, he's pumped up, and so he should be. Setterfield gave it to him, and it started with Cripps, the captain. So Curnow goes to that full forward position. We know they're going to rotate through there. Always somebody long is what they were saying before the game, David Teague. And now suddenly it's the...
Hang on, there's an outnumber. Carlton. Yeah, Carlton don't have enough forwards in their forward 50.
Haven't had enough all day, Brownie, to be honest.
All year, Kingy.
Hodgie's saying, hang on, I'm on my own down here.
Yeah, Hodgie's all over it.
So the official warning comes to Carlton, don't do it again.
Let's have it on.
Cripps again got it going. Now the Blues. Out right it goes. Cunningham's there, over the line out of bounds. Alistair Lynch.
Yeah, as we saw, Dane Zorko convinced the physio to go back on the ground. He didn't convince the coach, and so he's off the ground. He's down in the rooms, and he will be assisted by the doctor. So he should be a little bit better, I would say, in about 5 minutes' time, but very sore at the moment.
All right, so we've just seen Dane Zorko going in there.
Oh.
Ball just flicks out, and over the top it goes. So Lyons has been a pretty good footballer today for the Brisbane side. Aptly named as it's over the line and out of bounds throw in.
Last 15 minutes, Carlton lead. The clearance is 5-3. Contested football, they're well on top, +6. They're starting to score 6 on inside 50s for 3 goals. That's the difference. They're starting to get some reward. Yep. You can feel it fueling the energy levels of this midfield.
No doubt, belief's growing, and if you've got Cameron off with an ankle issue, getting that retaped, and Zorko, their 4th-time best and fairest, back in the rooms, might not play any further part in the game.
They're 2 of the players that sparked the Brisbane Lions. A really good point, Dwayne.
And if you're David T, you've got to feed that to your guys at half-time to keep pumping some petrol into the tank of the belief.
That high ball there, Dwayne, with a proper structure, that should have Curnow or Mackay flying to mark that ball. Not a small target that hung in the air for all of 4 to 5 seconds. Little things, just little things that can be corrected at half-time.
Right contest, Casbolt and Martin go down. Martin's holding his shoulder, yeah.
You're right, King, it's a good point. So they're bread and butter for key forwards. Those big, long, high balls, that's where it gives you, provides an opportunity to show real presence. Crunch the pack, bring the ball to the ground. You know, an opposition defender's feeling comfortable out there under a high ball.
So Martin, that injured wing at the moment, heads out wide. Fists come, scoots past a couple. The old man, Simpson, takes it to the line. Good to see him back into the lineup this week. Cade Simpson, 4th all-time on Carlton's games played list. Now playing under his 6th coach in his time at the Blues. And a big 5 minutes 23 coming up here for the Blues. Lions kicked the first 6 goals of this game. Blues have kicked the last 3. In that congestion on the wing, Ed Curnow got a free to Walsh, whose ball use is normally good, and it's good again here. Cunningham looks up. It's got Mackay on the run one side. Charlie Curnow longer. Puts it in Charlie's direction. Charlie half held under it. No one able to take the mark. Rich, a panic kick off the deck. And he found his target, Neil. He gave it to Matheson. He found some space and found Martin. Hands it off. On the run, Lyons bangs it along. Wiedering got back. Some good protection from Marchbank, who just got away with it.
Just indeed. There should have been nearly 50 there. The Carlton fans are screaming at the moment. 4 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock. This is huge for Carlton. If they get another goal here, they're right back in it. Their tails will be up in this second half coming up. 4.5 minutes to go. Casbolt. A little short pass.
It's been good, the kid. Fantastic first half. This is 17th disposal. He's in everything.
Here he is, Sam Walsh. Brings it out to Daisy Thomas. Has got Simpson further up. The two veterans worked it out between themselves, did it well. Holding the ball up. Next kick important. Called the play on. So Simpson goes long up the line. Here comes Curnow. Too slow. Great intercept mark taken there by Answorth, and he'll go back and milk the clock down a little bit, you'd think, and just settle things down for the Brisbane Lions.
It's good. Holds his line, Answorth, for a guy who had his back in a back brace for 13 weeks a couple of years ago. Out wide to Witherden. And now Gardner with a possession footy.
This is good. This is good by both parties here. Brisbane know they're under pressure. Take some time off the clock. Straight down the line. Play some basic football for a couple of minutes.
Sits it up. Hipwood doesn't even run for it. In the end, Wiedering does. Fists it down back to the wing, and he thumped it even further on, hoping Dow could jump on it. Dow gets there for the tackle. Gardner handballs wide to McStay. He pops the pass nicely to Neal. Looks inside. He's got runners aplenty. Matheson hands it up. McGluggage, little look around and a fumble. So the Blues get the turnover. Wiedering, he's got options long. Charlie Curnow's got a couple to beat. Got up there, Charlie. Hit the deck, but knocked it down to Gibbons. His kick smothered brilliantly. Ricocheted Cunningham. He dances around a couple. Big hip is shot by Robinson. Intensity's gone up. Cameron around his body. Hits the half forward McStay. There's those big mitts again.
Now the game's come alive.
Hipwood runs for him at forward 50. He holds it up and waits a little.
Mitch Robinson's got a death wish, I think, today.
We've seen good and bad Mitch in the last 5 minutes.
It's either going to be him or someone else. He doesn't care, does he?
It's the first time he hasn't gone looking for contact. It come to him.
So Hodge, the veteran, holds it up on centre wing. They've won the quarter by a point so far, the Brisbane Lions. Long kick to the danger zone. Marchbank in there. Cruiser just tries to get it out. He's almost going to go off the ground. Lyons is grabbed, thrown to the deck, and holding the ball, says the umpire. Took them all on, and the free kick will go to Daisy Thomas. No, he's going to give it to Curnow instead. So Ed Curnow gets it.
Ed Curnow's found himself going toe-to-toe with Lachie Neale the last 10 minutes or so, particularly at stoppages, and when the game breaks outside of stoppage, they go their own way.
So the kick. Charlie Curnow does well. This is the go. Big Harry. What can he conjure here? Has to beat a couple. Or might come out the back anyway. Down. Handballs over the top. Here's Big Harry. Looks up. Kick is a beauty. Sets it up. And this is magnificent for Carlton as centre field goes back 30 metres out, pretty much directly in front to win the quarter and get right back in this game. For 4 in a row for Carlton. Brisbane Lions kicked 6 in a row from the 15-minute mark of the first term to the 6.5-minute mark of the second. Since then, it has been all Carlton. They did well in the first half of the first quarter, but couldn't hit the scoreboard. This is a massive kick for the Carlton Football Club. And it is disappointing.
1-8 for the year now.
Well, Charlie Curnow's the one. He's getting involved. He's not a high disposal player, we know that, but he's so important to the direction of where the ball goes around that centre half forward flank area. And when he's getting disposals in his second term, he's had 3 disposals. All of them have gone on the scoreboard.
Sorry, 1-8 for career, 1-6 for the year from centre field. And he didn't have the confidence to kick that from the outset. And you've got to be able to kick goals from 30 directly out.
This is game on though, Dwayne.
Cruiser to the pocket. Ball drops in the hole. Mackay, kick half smothered. The ricochet. Walsh manufactured something. Just got it away in time. Hodge, back pocket. Under siege, the Lions. Simpson got up. Put it to ground. Lions put his head down, but he was tackled hard. Matheson flicks it over his head. Still surging the Blues. Simpson pulls his kick late to attacking 50. Rich down to Petrovsky-Seaton. Hammered by McGluggage. No prior. Ball stays in the area as the siren sounds. No free kick on that siren. But the Blues go in at half-time having kicked the last 3 goals of the game. And the Lions, who look to be surging, to fourth or third spot on the AFL ladder tonight now have a game in this second half coming their way.
So the Blues were able to square up the quarter. Brisbane got out to a 37-point lead 6 minutes into that term, and it looked like they were absolutely going to put Carlton to the sword. It was 3-3-21 to 3 behinds at quarter time, an 18-point lead, and at half-time at 6-4-40 to 3-4-22.
Way back in the game was probably on the back a little bit too. Zorko and Charlie Cameron had to leave the ground with respective injuries, so they're the sparks for the Lions. But looks like Brisbane they've got to hang on here and just get the game back on track.
Brisbane win. They go a game clear of Richmond as well on the ladder at the bye. It's just such an important game for them, and away they go. And Lachie Neale takes up where he left off in the first half. The big bomb forward, and that is how you get things going. Right off the bat.
Wow.
So McStay will go back and kick from a similar distance to what Setterfield did just before the half-time break.
Best centre-bounce team in the competition this year, the Brisbane Lions, and that's just, it shows you a small glimpse at why. Neale on the move, hit zone absolutely opened up for him, and away he went.
Had a couple of really clean ones today, centre-bounce.
So in his 91st game, this is for goal 67, and McStay comes in and pops it straight through the middle, and that is the perfect start inside a minute for the Brisbane Lions.
Great confidence builder for Daniel McStay. One of the criticisms of Daniel McStay is the ability not to complete marks. King, so he's able to jump. He's a powerful athlete. This is a good effort against Levi Casbolt. Works it well, good forward craft, but completes the mark, King. And that's been the last bit that Daniel McStay has really struggled with his game. So that's good signs.
It was the Carlton hit zone there that Neale ran into. So a bit of a breakdown there from the tap ruckman to the clearance players.
Steph Martin, one of the most underrated ruckmen in the competition. He's more a ruck rover style ruckman. And Matthew Cruiser with Matheson and Cripps side by side waiting for this ball up, and Ed Curnow getting a little bit closer to Lachie Neale. Cruiser goes up. Martin got a palm down. I'll get the clearance. Dow thumps it long to half forward. Wrestle. No mark in the end. Cunningham. He did well. Tried to flick it up. Got it to O'Brien. Shakes the tackle to Ed Curnow. Hits a pretty good spot with this kick. It's high. Charlie doesn't go up, and Robertson takes the grab. Well, Charlie Curnow was going to have the big launch at it. He just got held off. Checked in his run last second. McCluggage waits under this. And
see the frustration of David King, though. It shouldn't happen, should it, King? Uncontested mark. Deep in your forward line.
You keep telling me about the role of these big boppers.
Oh, Cripps cuts it off, runs to 40, and big moment the Blues. They bounce back to start this second half.
Well, when we hear McCluggage better than that, he's gone for the speculator inside. No need for it. Need to go long down the line. Well read there by Patrick Cripps. He's up on his toes. They're back in this, Carlton. It's game on.
There are some players that give you energy, and there's some that take it. Patrick Cripps, he brings energy into the group. Everything he does, when he kicks a goal, the place lights up. Have a look at the players get to him. They're excited, they're enthused now. Really poor decision there from McCluggage, but fantastic finish from Patrick Cripps. Awesome.
Just unlike Hugh McCluggage, normally makes better decisions than that. Geez, you love Patrick Cripps, don't you? On his toes, he leads from the front. He's a brilliant young leader. He doesn't get a very difficult time. He's been forged in the fire, his leadership.
He does, and Jono, he doesn't get many free hits, does he? I mean, normally every time he gets the ball, he has to fend off about 10 others. This time, the ice lit up, and he took
trenches with him.
Oh, yeah, and there he goes again. The Carlton skipper around the body, up towards the centre forward position, and Hodge just went whack, volleyed it to the boundary line.
Yeah.
And how are they going to pay this? Throw it in.
That's the same again, Ed. I mean, you get a quality centre-bounce clearance that hangs in the air for 2 to 3 seconds. How you can't have a key forward arrive at that ball when it's there, when you've got 4 bona fide targets in your forward 50 that are 6'4" plus.
Well, there's not that many places it's going to go to, is
No.
it?
One of them should be there.
Yeah, you'd think. Cruiser. He's not going too well on those ones, Cruiser, today. He's missed a couple, but he got it out eventually. Here's Silvani battling away. He's bouncing around, almost in the back to Cripps. Going in hard, there was Walsh. So the big names for the Blues starting it amongst it. Cripps again just wills his way onto it. Another chance here. It's goal. He's put it through. Gibbons has kicked it. He's got his second. They've got 2 in a row. And Carlton are back in this game. They're trailing by 2 kicks.
There's shades of the Hawthorn goal of the late 80s, Dwayne, as they just forced this ball forward. There's nothing pure about this. It's as beautiful as it is ugly. Have a look at it. It's just a scrap. It's just a real desire contest. Cripps in there again, just finding a way to just knock it 4 to 5 metres, and that was enough. Quality finish in the end. No tools required. Have a look at this. Just a hack. Curnow in there. Cripps in there. Silvani hovering around. Great finish. They're in it.
Ball comes back to the centre bounce as Carlton dominated early in this third quarter. It's on the back of Matthew Cruiser. His tap work has been fantastic. Now they're on the same. He's on the same page with the Carlton midfielders. Brisbane need to do something desperately about that. Fix their setup here at the centre bounce as this man's on fire.
Still a doubt on Zorko's fitness, and not sure about McCarthy. He's had one handball for the game so far as well. From 37 points down to 12 points down, the Blues and surging. Petreski-Seaton puts it up for Charlie Curnow to rise. Silvani almost. Ball through traffic off the deck, McGovern. And thump through for a defensive behind. Oof. 2 kicks from the lead now, the Blues, after being 37 down.
All the momentum, all the energy. Just got to find a way to stay composed, pick the right options going forward.
Well, you boys picked Chris Fagan as a bit antsy today. This is the reason why. Turned it over again. Hold it up, they say. Little chip kick inside from Dow. They ran into each other. All right, Dow gets a second go at it. Top of the square, son. Go. Runs around, looks up. Now he kicks it to the top of the square, and the marker's on, and that's because the 2 stars were in the right spot. Cripps going one way, Curnow the other, and the captain stands up and takes the mark.
Not for the first time this year, Ed. He's playing a solo role in the midfield at the moment. He's been awesome in this third term. This will be his 4th disposal.
For 2 goals in the quarter, Patrick Cripps, the superstar from Carlton, their captain. 11 points the difference to get as close as they've been since the first goal of the game. In comes Cripps and puts it right through the middle. 3 in a row. That's 6 out of the last 7 of the Blues.
Look at him get to him, Brownie. Look at him get to him. They just love this. They're enjoying some momentum. Robert Walls talked about it during the week. David Teague talked about it. We've got to get some reward on the scoreboard. We've got to give these guys an opportunity to flourish. Fantastic work here from Paddy Dow, who's had a strange day, but he's still fighting, he's still hunting. But look where he kicks this ball. Only Carlton players were going to mark that ball.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a brave kick here. Great courage again by Patrick Cripps. Here we go, centre bounce again. Carlton absolutely dominating here, those centre bounces. What's Brisbane going to do to try and counteract? Because this is where the momentum's coming from. Have a look at Patrick Cripps' day. 20 disposals. He has been enormous. Had the 5 clearances, kicked 2 goals.
Jared Lyons, the responsibility of running with that bull. Cripps about to hunt it down again. He gets it in his front. Got it up to Walsh. Hit it brilliantly. Walsh out wide. Sees McGovern. 5-point game. Spears it inside, looking for Silvani. Didn't get it to him. And the juggling mark to Robinson.
The Carlton faithful have come to life here in the grandstand as well. There is a great feel here at Marvel Stadium.
It's like they've just woken from the nightmare of the last 3 years to see this. Kicked 4 goals for the game last week. They've kicked 3 in 4 minutes in this contest here. Matheson on the wing, flicks it up. Walsh, who's been brilliant, held up on the wing, and we'll get a ball up.
It took over half an hour of football ago. They were 37 points down, having conceded 6 consecutive goals.
6 of the last 7. We know that it's more their forward craft is coming back. Their vision, they're flaring their vision.
Out it comes to O'Brien, who's been a good player today. Silvani has really hit the pack and thrown himself in. In they go again. McGovern. Ball up.
Dominating clearances now, King. Just able to take it away from all these stoppages. Brisbane's on the back foot. Their midfielders on the back foot. They've become reactionary.
Casbolt uses his strength, does well. O'Brien, free kick.
Yeah. It's just the mindset's changed here by the Lions. They're not handling this at all well. They're starting to trail their opponents on every occasion, whether it be forward or in the midfield.
Suddenly, the good Carlton players are getting to the ball too. Ed Curnow now pops it up, looking for big Casbolt. Nice mark taken there by Harris Andrews.
Seen much of that today. Harris Andrews been in fantastic form. This is third disposal.
Need to hold this up, Carlton. Get it back in the game. Free kick, holding. Free kick, easy one against Marchbank.
It's got to keep wide here, Brisbane, for a little while. No big risks. All the energy's with Carlton at the moment.
So Hipwood has it at half-back flank.
Heads long. Marchbank got up there. Wiedering takes the mark.
Having a few intercept marks today. Wiedering.
Heads out wide to Curnow. Looks back, see if there's any options back there. He had Simpson. If he wants him, he's still got Simpson as an option. Floats it long. Casbolt stalks it. Ball to the back. Andrews, Hodge, Smith, and Martin just off the bench and fresh. Just walked through the interchange and took the grab.
Carlton have got the extra back here, so Martin reluctant to go long.
So Plowman has to go here.
Just got to be careful. Eric Hipwood went up the other end of the ground. He's
And 50.
It's 50 metres, rightly so too.
Go, charge here. There's space out the back.
There's no one in front of him either.
He's not allowed to be in there.
So he takes off, thumps it long. Silvani's in a good spot, can't get a run at it. Harris Andrews got a fist away, thumped it down to Robertson. He heads wide towards Taylor. Not a lot that he likes initially. Pulls the kick short, goes to Charlie Cameron. He looks inside. Little don't argue with the push off. He might have taken it out. He has. So ball in on the wing. 5-point game after being 37 down.
They're an inch away, Carlton, at the moment, aren't they? Just not holding that mark, just missing a little bit here and there, but they're starting to get the momentum going their way. Up goes Cruiser, hits it down. Oh, beautiful touch from Cripps there. Gibbons, who's been good as well with his 2 goals in this game. Over the line, they can start again.
Need a big boy to take a big mark at the top of the goals or 0 to 30 from goal, because that's the one component that's missing.
So,
Curnow, Mackay, those types.
Cruiser's got Smith. He'll be licking his lips at this opportunity. So Cruiser goes in, uses his body, hits it forward. Smith does well, gets it out. Robinson, little jam kick forward. Mark dropped on that occasion though by Wiedering. Good interception again though, just a little hand on the ball there from the player in Casbolt. Brisbane's kick forward. Here's Zorko, who was off for a little while there with a sore hip. He just got a toe on it. Daisy Thomas does it nicely. Now the Blues can run it out. Simpson needs to hit a man. Just went 15, maybe 7. Setterfield's got it. Carlton fans are saying, hey, the rub of the green hasn't gone our way for a while. Setterfield just hoiks it up to a 1-on-3. Gibbons at the back, picked up by Rich for the Brisbane Lions. Kicks along the boundary line, and it's taken over by Simpson. Throw in. 12.5 minutes gone in this third quarter. 5 points the difference. Carlton have kicked the last 3 and 6 of the last 7 to get back in this game.
And look at that time in forward half. Carlton 71%. So someone like Brisbane, they've been a real strength of theirs all year to keep it in their front half.
Cripps slams it on the boot. I was looking at the crowd. All those Blues fans who stuck through thick and thin, now getting a reward. I reckon a few Blues fans have got here in the last 15 minutes.
Jumped the tram from Lygon Street.
Certainly sound loud at the moment. They know they're in this contest. A whole new dawn. Life starts today under David Teague. Allison gets there. Looks up, sees Neil on the run, hits him lace out. Great skills. He pokes it to the pocket. Martin got there. Casbolt with the fist.
This is where Carlton have been strong. That 30-minute period you're talking about, Ed, or probably closer to 40 minutes now, they've been 14-5 of the clearances. They've been dominant in that area. It's Cripps getting busy. It's Curnow around the action, and they're slingshotting from there.
It's a big strength of Brisbane's, but it's actually been a strength of Carlton's during the year as well, King.
Smith had a chance. Newman stole it back. Blues fans have watched them win just 4 of their past 43 games. And here they are alive in this one. Ball flick wide. Gibbons goes back to go forward. Dan steps and then kicks toward Charlie, but Andrews takes the mark in front.
Back to Hodge.
Just looking for some control now, Brisbane.
Over the top, Gardner. Kicks it long, nice kick. It just sits a while. Up goes Daisy Thomas, nice spoil. And good bump, takes it to the boundary line. So the bad boy getting the round of applause. He's had a checkered couple of weeks, Daisy. Heart of gold. And he desperately wants to lift his side this afternoon. So the game just settles down a little bit. 5 points the margin. We haven't had a goal since the 6-minute mark. So 8 minutes gone. Cripps over the top again. Nice little play there from Gibbons. This important mark. Oh, they've got it too. Good play. Good play. Paddy Dow's been good. Handballs to Cripps. Cripps has to beat a few as always. Gets it out to Gibbons. Gibbons looks up. Not much on. Squeezes the kick, and that was beautiful. That was sensational football all round. Gibbons' kick on the left foot just had enough on it to allow Petrevski-Steaton to get in there and take the mark. And what a kick this is to put Carlton in front.
He's working hard too, Ed. Petrevski-Steaton trying to get involved. Saw him down back, just get that last clearance out. But Cripps is the one. I mean, he's everywhere at the moment. They can't go with him. If they're to win this game, Brisbane, they've got to find an answer. Someone prepared to sacrifice their day to curb the influence of Patrick
Maybe
Cripps.
it's a Reece Matheson. You know, he's a bit of a junkyard dog type. Yeah, Robbo, Mitch Robinson, or Nick Robertson.
For one of the great moments in Carlton's recent history to hit the front. And for the second time today, they have absolutely butchered a set shot from 30 metres.
The other man, Matthew Cruiser, we spoke about him a few moments ago. So Patrick Cripps is just, he's tied himself to Matty Cruiser, hasn't he? So we're just going to work off each other.
Long thump. Wettering got there. Archie Smith. Wettering crumbed his own ball. Blasts it back. Mackay, can he get there? He can't with it and takes the mark. And he needs to have a steady boot here.
They've missed the target on that occasion, but steadily across the game, their kicking efficiency inside their forward half has increased. Started at 33%, then 47, now 57 in this third term.
Yeah, good point. Alistair Lynch downstairs. Bring us that one. Fisher inside. Ed Curnow. Got some space. No one mans the mark. Looks up. Heads in brother Charlie's direction. McGovern jumped in front. And this for the lead.
This is exactly what I was asking for, Brownie. A mark from one of the big boppers at the top of the goal square. This is the moment that gives you real energy as a team. Carlton haven't had this for so long.
And he's kicked 14 goals for this year. He can kick straight. Will kick straight from this spot, you'd think. Brisbane kicked the first 6 goals of this game. Opened up a 37-point lead. And the Blues have stolen the lead at the 17-minute mark of the third.
Well done by Mitch McGovern. So just having a word to the boys. He's had a quiet day, only 5 disposals. But just have a look at this. Now, so he's at the top of the screen there against Nick Robertson. Now, Robertson needs to do a better job of keeping McGovern in front of him. But still, McGovern gets around. It's a good effort. Probably poor defending there, but well done by McGovern. Has the courage to float in from the side and get involved. Hasn't been involved enough today. That's what he can bring to the table.
So for the first time today, well, I'll take that back. Since the opening seconds of the game where there were a couple of rush behinds, Carlton hit the front. They've kicked the last 4 and 7 of the last 8 of this game in a remarkable comeback. They were 37 points down and getting flogged 6 minutes into the second quarter. And out they go again. Cunningham looks up, doesn't panic. Good kick. O'Brien's played a ripping game today. Off his mark.
This is a demolition out of the centre bounces.
O'Brien now. Good kick again. Not panicking, waiting. It's exactly what Jonathan Brown and David King have been calling for all day. Mackay! Up he goes, gets a hand of the ball, flicks it over the top, thumps it back into the danger zone. McGovern over the top again. Silvani was there. They dive in left, right and 7. Gibbons again off the foot of Silvani, and it's a rush behind.
This is some game from Patrick Cripps. 25 disposals. He's winning every clearance available, particularly in the middle of the ground, Brownie. Lyons is not the answer. We can sign off on that. Right now, he's not the answer. Chris Fagan needs to get busy with the magnet board.
Casbolt, good contest. Zorko blasted towards the wing, race on. McCarthy has hardly seen it. Sees it out of play and will get a ball in. Suddenly Carlton in the entertainment business. not just the goal-kicking business.
Look at that stat, 69% of this quarter time in the forward half for Carlton.
You cannot take your eyes off this game right now. The Blues playing their best footy of the year. Ball comes to Petrevski-Seton, feeds it out wide or inside to O'Brien on the run, who looks out wide to Mackay. He's got some space. Charlie Curnow leads for him. Silvani's longer. Dow is longer. Pokes it up, hoping for the leap. Silvani pushed out. No free. Got the crumb. Turns around. Sees the big opening. Kicks it long. And a behind.
Gee, they were out everywhere. I mean, that's where losing can be a habit as much as winning. If you just take that extra second, that extra step, he had players, he had options. He'll rue that lost opportunity there, Jack Silvani.
But the upside is he crunched the pack, knocked a couple out of the way, got it going. They're just inches away here, Carlton. 4 points the difference. Now, how about that? They're giving Robinson some stick, the crowd. The Carlton arrogance is growing in the stands even. Punch away. Curnow. Cripps just made everybody go the wrong way, then open up the whole crowd. Look at that magnificent stuff. The kick from Walsh.
Great kick by Walsh. Love that to the advantage.
Advantage play.
Now play on for a mark.
Going to take it back. It's got to come back. It's a mark. Paid the mark, not the free kick. Or have they?
Yeah, he's paid the advantage in the
He's
goal.
paid the advantage.
No, he's paid the mark.
It's a mark. It's got to come back.
Yeah. Well, two special bits of play there. That handball from Cripps opened the game up, and if you wanted to select a player for Carlton to have the ball in his hands, Sam Walsh, that was unbelievable.
Yep.
There's your rising star right there.
Oh,
Put it to bed. That kick there is going to be on exhibition for the best part of 10 years.
So, to make it 5 in a row, Curnow comes in, puts it through.
David King just speaking about Sam Walsh's kick. He's a beautiful kick. Great mark there by good mark by Charlie Curnow to finish off. And it'll break the hearts of the Brisbane Lions supporters, King, because young Sam Walsh was a big Brisbane Lions fan growing up. He's chopping down his old team. What a display he's putting on. One by Charlie Curnow, along with Patrick Cripps, being on fire.
You lost Murphy. Sorry, you lost Murphy and you lost Walsh.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost Murphy because we took him to a seafood restaurant, but we didn't realise he didn't like seafood. So that's not my fault. That was Lee's fault, I think.
Back in the middle. There's the last 10 goals of this game.
Who takes a football to a seafood restaurant?
Yeah.
Ball flicked down. Ed Curnow gets it off to Cripps. They've been hanging off him like Superman's cape, the opponents, and he still runs away from them. Gets a possession. Heads out wide to Mackay. He looks up. Options are plenty for him. Simpson caught, rolled across the line. They'll
And
take
you see
that.
Harry Mackay leaded the ball, carry it harder. King were critical of Harry Mackay, especially in the second quarter, just jogging, and now the Carlton forwards was more a decisive lead. So Carlton midfielder comes out, they've got something to kick to, because movement will create will be able to jump into the vision of the midfielder.
Fisher put his head down, caught, dispossessed, goes back in and trying to rake it free. In that congestion, has a third crack at it. Cripps lays the tackle.
Yeah. Lachie Neale is getting a fair bit of attention here, and I just feel like they're getting under the skin of the star midfielder for the Lions here. Let's have a look at him, not happy with the attention. Curnow's been fantastic at the clearances.
He's been getting plenty of the ball himself, Ed Curnow, and he might get it here.
Oh,
Little roll and face plant from Fisher, and we'll get a ball in. 46 plays 56.
straight back into him there. Oh, now.
Zach Fisher.
Yeah, there was nothing in that. I saw that, Eddie. He tried to make contact but didn't. I mean, have a look at Zach Fisher. Who's he going to bowl over?
He's got the free. It's going his way.
That's crazy.
All right.
He instigated contact there.
Well, we'll come back and have a good look at that one, but interesting free kick. All right, in the meantime, Daisy Thomas's kick is just a bit short. Needed someone to run at it. And the mark has been taken there by Lewis Taylor. So a tick under 6 minutes left in this term. 10 points the difference. Carlton back in business. Fisher read it pretty well. But got underneath it in the end. That's not the free kick, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Kidding me.
That's it. That's why I couldn't believe.
Wow.
What was it for?
Well, the 4-umpire system ain't working if you're going to get a 4th umpire, pay that one.
Well, it wouldn't matter, it was 20.
He was looking for contact. Fisher was looking for contact here.
Yeah, but the depth of umpiring, that's the point.
Yeah, well, that's why there is a plan in place that could fix all that up. Talk later about it. In the meantime, Big Harry takes the mark. All right, so suddenly Carlton's pressure is getting Brisbane to turn the ball over. McKay's kick off the side of the boot might come off still. Curnow kicks to the goal square. Offline through for a behind.
This is an absolute demolition. 18-3 the inside 50s in this quarter. Carlton's favour, obviously 13-2 the clearances. As the president and Chris Judd, football director, of course.
Just drawing up a contract in the stands there, I think, for David Teague by the look of that.
Yeah, not sitting in his hands today. Mark Lagudaje has been accused of doing for quite a while. Ball rolls toward the wing. Rayner got a handball out and it rolls out of play.
It's actually more damning than that, Brownie. Since the 10-minute mark of the second
have a
quarter.
look at this. That's a free. Simpson's got to get the free kick here. Big Smith bowled him over right in front of his coach, who's not happy with him.
Yeah, not a great spot to do that.
Gee, the coach is giving him a cook as well.
Bit of feedback. It's been pretty ordinary. The Brisbane ruckman, especially in this third quarter, Matthew Cruz is taking them to the cleaners.
Well, Charlie Curnow edged down by Gardner. He got away with it. Ball thumped out of play. And we'll get a ball in. Here it is here. Yeah. Easy free kick to pay that one.
Yeah, there you go. Chris Fagan feeling the pain for all the Brisbane Lions supporters as we've got the throw in. Oh, Cripps again was just sensational. It's almost becoming a tautology. Gibbons' kick is up towards the full forward zone. Silvani got his hands up, couldn't quite hold it. In the back, free kick. So,
Yeah, in case of emergency, time to break the glass. I'd make a change on Cripps, fair to say. Matheson's just not getting the job done at the moment. I'd try Mitch Robinson. Just give him a crack at it for 5 minutes before three-quarter time.
It's about 3 blokes on him at the moment.
So for all the domination, the Blues lead by 11 points. They probably need to get another one to cash in on what their play has been in this term.
I haven't seen numbers like this, though, Kingy. I think 19-3 inside 50s. I haven't seen a discrepancy like this in a quarter of football. Still got 4 minutes to play. This is an absolute demolition by Carlton in this third quarter.
Cruz's tap was a beauty. Up, I didn't call it. Was it out of bounds?
So if you do go back to the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, you can see 28 inside 50s to 8 in favour of Carlton. 8 centre-bounce clearances to 1.
So the CEO came a little there in the front. Chris Judd, the two-time Brownlow medalist. Mark Lagudaje with his one earlier there. People saying, having a go at Mark Lagudaje, the off-field setup at Carlton, as far as the finances and everything else, is going very, very well. You can only do so many things at a time. So who knows? Today could be one of his great moments. Big Mark, great fella that he is. In the meantime, Brisbane want to hold all that up. Charlie Cameron working hard. Great play there by Newman. Well done, Newman. Standing ovation for Newman.
And probably should be standing ovation for the umpire, even though he wouldn't get it. The umpire let that go. Both players were holding on. So easy for the umpire to pay a free kick there.
So let's give the umpies a wrap. That was a beauty. Common sense football. So Andrews has got it.
About to send the Lions inside 50. A rare inside 50, but he goes wide to Rich.
Well, where are their leaders right now? This is where they need, if they want to play finals football, or maybe this next 35 minutes will tell them where they're at.
McStay waits back, but outmarked by Marchbank.
Yeah, spot on, King. Yeah, we know Luke Hodge out there is one of the all-time great leaders, but Hodge's 33, 34 years old. It's a development from underneath. Where is that coming from in these situations?
Andrews goes with the fist. Could have put both palms on the ball and taken the mark, but that tells the tale. 2 minutes 42 left in this third. The quarter dominated by the Blues, even though the Lions kicked the opening goal of this third. Kicked a goal within 25 seconds of the bounce to start this quarter. Robinson breaks his way through traffic, blasts it back to the forward pocket, bouncing ball. Charlie Cameron couldn't keep it alive. It's ball in forward pocket.
It's leadership in the midfield. So Luke Hodge is down back. Harris Andrews, good young leader for the Brisbane Lions. They're not in the midfield. They need some midfield leaders to really stand up here. Who's it going to be?
So Hodge is on the bench at the moment.
Yeah, Hodge is on the bench there. We need Lincoln McCarthy. He needs to get involved. So not enough. He's had about 3 possessions for the game. That's nowhere near good enough.
Make it 1. Off the hands of the pack. Oh, look at this desperate stuff. McCluggage tries to grab the ball. Cruiser head over the top, crashes through the big man.
Oh.
Well, free kick too high. Just a little bit over the odds there from Simpson.
Yeah, I think that this is a guy that's got a little asterisk next to his name, Ed, when it comes to head-high contact. He can draw a free kick or two, and you can just see the frustration in Patrick Cripps as he went past him. He knows it was probably there, but he puts a little bit of mayo on top.
All right, well, he's got the ball. You can put a bit of cream on top as well now if he can kick this goal and get it back within 4 points. So Reece Matheson has kicked 24 goals, 9 in his 45 games of football from right on 50, and going for the extra distance has put it out before.
Sour cream, Ed.
Yeah.
From memory, in game 1, he had 5 head-high contacts against, so he certainly got a few over his journey.
So massive play with 1.5 minutes here. Next goal so important for both these teams, for the Blues especially. So McGovern's kick, he hoiks it out. Silvani just got a hand in at the right time. In he goes again, Silvani. 3 goes he had it, picked up by Richto. Slams it forward, the bouncing ball. Dangerous bouncing ball. Opportunity here. Wiedering came off his man with courage. Zorko was there, and Wiedering saves the day for Carlton. Oh, that's a dangerous handball. Marchbank is gone. He's in trouble. Gone. Ball. Free kick.
Yeah, that was the right decision. It was a tough one. He didn't want to release it because he was surrounded by Brisbane Lions players, but that was his prior opportunity. Good pressure there by the Lions. They nearly stuffed it up. And can they get one before 3/4 time? This is the momentum change they need desperately.
So, they needed a leader to stand up, and it's always Zorko.
Yeah.
It's always this man.
So with 30 seconds on the clock, Zorko's going to run this right down. From point-blank range, he steps off the mark and puts it straight through, and we are in for a belter of a final turn as the Brisbane Lions stand up.
Finally, they spent a few moments inside their forward half, King. It's been in the Blues forward half for most of this third quarter. They're able to lock the ball in, spend 2 or 3 minutes there, get their numbers to pressure up.
Just a horrible handball there from Nick Newman. I mean, he could have rushed that through. The hard work had been done. They'd got back. They'd saved what looked like an inevitable goal from the Brisbane Lions as they charged forward. Fascinating contest, but this has been the problem. Centre bounces. Any time this goes back to the middle, they basically give the ball to Patrick Cripps.
Still plenty of time for something major to happen. 16 seconds left to 3/4 time. Cruiser stalks it. He looks at it. And he looks at Martin. Good bounce. Up they fly. Cripps is in the middle trying to hunt it down. Fisher got there. Looked at Cripps, and Cripps told him to go. Seconds tick down to 6. Went a little wide. Didn't go central. Ball knocked towards the boundary. And with 2 seconds left, we'll get a ball in. Everybody here at Marvel Stadium on the edge of their seats right now. Free kick paid in that ruck contest, but massive round of applause from Marc Legoudiger. Handed the keys to David Teague after sacking Brendan Bolton 3.5 years in as coach, and maybe the future will start now. But the Brisbane Lions, 5th spot on the AFL ladder, not done yet. They did lead by 37, the Brisbane Lions. Blues have stolen the lead in the last change to lead by 4. Do not go anywhere.
Ali Cameron didn't touch the ball for the quarter. Rayner only had the 1. Lincoln McCarthy only 2 disposals. Hugh McCluggage only 2 disposals. They just can't get their hands on the footy.
I'm just laughing about Ed Kerner. I'll tell you what he just did in a few moments' time. As umpire Nathan Williamson, one of the emerging stars in the umpiring ranks, comes in and puts it up perfectly. Up they go. Martin gets the tap. Rayner's the man. He's held without the ball and gets the free kick. So Curnow went over. Lockie went into Martin to just find out where he was going to hit it. Curnow ran and stuck his head right in the middle of him, so to listen to what was going on. In the meantime, the ball goes forward. Casbolt handballs out. Wiedering. Settlefield round the body. A little bit of smother. Bounces a good one, though, for Carlton. Beats a few. They can get the troops back. And Dale Thomas will hold Robinson up. That was almost a free kick for letting it go. Carlton fans not happy, but they're happy when this bloke gets the ball. Might have been a double win. Ed Kerno's handball just went past Walsh. Big Martin slams it on the boot. Dangerous floating kick, and nice mark taken by Big Levi.
Confidence grown by the second among the Blues at the moment. McGovern, who was a little quiet early, having a big impact. Walsh, the superstar kid, has it at half-back. The magnet, the ball follows him. Cruiser got there late. Thumped it away from Allison. Caught by Ed Kerno, who wraps him up like glad wrapping. Will get a ball up on the wing.
Pretty handy day, Ed Kerno. 26 disposals, 8 clearances.
While tagging.
While tagging, yeah, whereas Jared Lyons was tagging Patrick Cripps in the third quarter and only had 1 disposal.
And the flick down. Lyons, speak of the devil, but straight to Walsh. Ball followed him again. Gave it to Marchbank. Pokes it forward. Charlie Kerno gets there. Tucked away last second by Gardner.
Just again then, Brownie, and maybe it's something for the post-match, but Charlie Kerno just doesn't explode at the ball with 100%. He doesn't release, and sometimes you don't know whether they're carrying an injury or two, but if he attacks that ball at 100%, that's a chess mark for him.
But Harry Mackay's been doing as well. It's a good pick-up, King. Been critical of him all day about that. You need to lead at 100%.
How good was that from young Sam Walsh? Just sensational. Knew exactly what he was doing, and when you grab the ball in one touch, it makes such a big difference. The kick is to the right spot again. Big Harry went up with one hand, though. At the fall of the ball, Gardner to the boundary line, throw in.
Just watching Cruiser, Ed, charge forward as is your boy.
Here he is. Look at that. Look at that.
That's awesome. Just watching Cruiser versus Martin. Just got to be careful, Steph Martin, that he doesn't allow Cruiser to get forward and impact the scoreboard off him.
Martin does it beautifully down to Zorko, whose handball's just a little bit over the top of Allison's head. Silvani comes in. Cripps crashing through. Cripps lines him up. Cripps goes for goal, and Cripps delivers. Captain Fantastic, if you don't mind, at Marvel Stadium. Sensational stuff from the skipper. Oh, that is magnificent, and Cripps gets his third goal in the second half.
Oh, look at that man, Patrick Cripps. He's an inspiration. He starts in the centre, starts at the stoppage. He's got about 4 blokes wearing him, 4 Brisbane Lions players. They're backpacking him. He still charges out. He's first out of there. His work rate is just sensational. Outworking the Brisbane Lions, other midfielders. Great finish too. He's able to kick his 3.
I like the fact we allowed him to run 30 metres too. That was fantastic. What a finish. All class.
Their membership base might grow this week. Patrick Cripps.
Jeez, it hurts. My daughter's got a poster on her bedroom wall.
I might put one on mine.
Jeez,
That's
an old
going.
Lions supporter.
He's a superstar. Ball flicked down to Petreski-Seton. Cripps nearly got it again. Zorko stole it from him, though. He flicks it towards attacking 50. Ball rolls past a couple. Charlie Cameron, he's lost his magic. Might still get it. Gets to Sharon. Ball ricocheted away. Zorko flicked it to Hipwood. Hasn't seen it for a while. Centres the ball. Marchbank takes the mark.
Marchbank goes out wide. Setterfield has grown in confidence. Umpires called play on. Didn't step that far off. High up and under. Left foot kick, Rich. That was sensational. Oh, who's gone down? Petreski-Seton's gone down, but Rich has got it. Gets the 1-2. The thumping left foot kick is to the top of the square. Need to mark this one. Off hands and thumped through by Plowman. Inside the line, says the umpire, or inside 5 metres, that'll do.
Big Levi Casbolt's been good tonight.
He has.
Eric Hipwood's had no effect on the game whatsoever, only the 5 disposals.
It looked like he was going to wind up Hipwood, but didn't get near it.
Yeah.
He's everywhere, this boy.
Well, Cripps and Walsh.
It's Batman and Robin out there at the moment, Ed.
Yeah. He might have his poster on his wall, but if you'd like to have my wall and the rest of the house, give me a call. He's a superstar. I just love watching him play.
Be worth the call, I reckon.
Walsh got a PB of 28 disposals in this game. Petreski-Seton now front and square. That's where he needs to be. Up towards Kerno. Did enough to cause the contest. Forward the ball. The Lions have got the numbers, but Carlton pushed back. Make Robertson chip it up. Under pressure. That's enough. Petreski-Seton gets in there. That's good play. It comes out to Gibbons, twisting and turning. The handball inside. Good tackle. Lions thrown into the ground. Umpire says ball it up. Lockie Neal getting in. Kernow
I don't think they were happy with Ed Curnow's tackling technique, but it was good technique. Grab the arm.
Petreski seat, that's good. Over the top. Cripps. Curnow gets it out. Gibbons' kick is a beauty. Silvani takes the mark. 50 metres on the boundary line.
Showed better composure, Carlton, with their kicking, especially since half-time, whereas Brisbane Lions players now, they're making poor decisions with their kicking execution, kicking decisions, starting to make mistakes. They're failing under the Carlton pressure.
So Silvani looked up and Curnow said, have a shot. So from 50 on the boundary line, one of the most famous names in Carlton history comes in, but he skinned it. It's out the full.
Got to keep playing here, Carlton. I know we're in raptures about what they're doing, but this happened a month ago against Collingwood, the MCG, led by 2 goals at the 22-minute mark of the last term and fell away dramatically. Just got to keep playing this out.
McCluggage looks up. He's got Andrews on the run. Thought about going, but he holds it up.
50.
And it is 50, so that'll bring him all the way to about 70 from goal. Last game before the bye for the Brisbane Lions. They've got to give this everything they've got for this last 20-odd minutes. Ball out wide, McCluggage. Nice drop step. Can they have this dance? He runs to 48. Thumps it long. Bump on the mark. Contest.
He's been fantastic today.
Huge grab by Casbolt.
Yeah, big Casbolt, he's been terrific. Played big minutes on Eric Hipwood. That marking contest was against Dan McStay. 4 marks.
4th intercept mark.
4th intercept mark. Yeah, it's a good day. Wiedering's taking intercepts as well.
Cruiser gets up. Can't take that mark. Ball hits the deck. Gibbons kept it in front, kept it alive, realised it was better to take it out. And David Teague right now knows he's on the verge of something big in his first game as an AFL coach.
Green and Kingy, Casbolt, but notice that they're going for the short passes every time as well, rather normally winds up and gives it a big roost, and sometimes it comes straight back at him. So they've used that play nicely today, the Carlton team.
Yeah, better composure.
Look at Ed Curnow, he's really playing a leadership role. He's been enormous. He's in there, he's in his face, getting right into it. As Kingy said, though, there's a long way to go in this game. Off the ground. McCluggage's kick is a dangerous one. Almost a mark. McCarthy almost had that for long enough.
Wow.
But Delaney says no.
Been involved in a little bit today, Delaney.
Delaney Cliff just says no. The Fitzroy fans, the Brisbane Lions fans, I say Fitzroy advisedly because it's a big night for the Merge Club tonight. Play on no 15, hit the post. So a big call again, that one was correct. And into the post goes Daniel McStay.
It's always hard to tell in slow-mo, but I think Lincoln McCarthy definitely controlled that mark.
Carlton getting some luck, but they've been due some. Newman back pocket. Wiedering plays on, still a ton of time left in this. He blasts it in the Walsh direction. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Give it to the magnet. Hands it inside. Fisher. He dances outside. Nothing on that he likes. He goes a little wider to Ed Curnow, who's been unbelievably good. McGovern, who's risen for the Blues as well. Heads long, forward pocket. Charlie Curnow. 1, 2, 3. I reckon he's held it.
Boundary umpire's called out.
He juggled it across, according to the umpire.
Gee, he juggled it across with one arm because the other was being held. Look at that.
St Joey's kid versus Geelong College kid. Gardner and Charlie, they know each other pretty well
I reckon he had enough of that.
from the Geelong days.
Yeah, that's a mark.
All right, well, they square up at each end. Casbolt goes up. Big Smith gets the tap down. Lyons. His father Marty was a great player at Melbourne and Sandringham, and the VFA was at its peak.
Yeah, he's had a big job since half-time on Patrick Cripps. It has not worked. Not only has he tried to tag Patrick Cripps, it's effectively taken Jared Lyons out of the game.
What a thriller we've got here at Marvel Stadium. 8 points the difference. Final term. Charlie Curnow gets it out to his brother Ed, who's grabbed and gone. And Lyons gets up and takes the free kick. He's had a good game.
Not since half-time, Ed.
No.
So his second disposal.
Early on, he was great.
Yeah, he was. It was interesting, though, Ed. We just talked about that. They've gone for the matchup, and he's got really reactive, hasn't he? So he hasn't tried to win his own football. He's just tried to worry about Patrick Cripps and on the back foot. You're right, King.
They just don't have a match winner in this second half, Brisbane. This would be enormous if they can come back. They've conceded 9 of the last 11 goals.
So Lyons goes up the line. Gibbons has been a good player today. Plowman tackled. Oh, look at Robinson in there with intent. Little chip kick comes out from Newman. Fisher. Got to be careful here. Now goes to Simpson, the veteran, over the top. O'Brien has been excellent today. Thumping kick. Curnow! Who's got it? Oh, he stepped. What was going through his mind there?
What a mark. What a mark, Ed.
What a mark. What a kick.
Fantastic play. The back lead was spot on, Brownie.
Comes in and puts it through. They're going to have to kick 3 to win it, the Brisbane Lions.
You're right, King. Talk about the back line, but you know what I loved about it? The Carlton player up the field, the midfielder, was prepared to just drive along into the space. So sometimes you just haven't got, you can't kick it up. Lockie O'Brien, you called for this in the first half, King. The Carlton midfielders just need to release the ball better. Give the forward a chance. He doesn't wait for a lead. He just kicks it to the right spot. Good for you. Good little lead there by Sam Walsh just to pull Lions player away. Geez, what's he doing trying to play him now?
Carlton's biggest lead of the game now, 14 points. After being 37 down, if you just joined us. Smith in the ruck. Big job for Archie Smith now. 5th year on the list. He looks up and he sees Cruiser at the other side of the circle. Horrible ball up. And we'll get it tossed in the air.
Yeah. And time's precious right now. Patrick Cripps is just having a short spell on the bench, so take as long as you like from a Carlton point of view.
Absolutely. Cruiser and Smith go at it this time. Smith down in the Zorko direction. Couldn't get away with it. Dow had a little hand on it. Knocked it down towards Cunningham. Fisher. Ricochet. Charlie Cameron in the middle trying to do something now. Dow's got it. Caught. Can't go anywhere. Secondary ball up. Everybody on the edge of their seats here. 14 points to margin. 11:55 left.
So here we go. Cruiser got the tap. And the Carlton players, they've really gone here in the intensity level.
Geez, the Lions Hall of Fame's going to be a bit flat tonight. I wouldn't want to be the MC. Alistair Lynch. Have to lift the crowd here.
Work to do, isn't he?
No, I'll have to talk about the glory days, Brenny. You'll be right. Setterfield with the long kick forward. Here we go. Harry McKay. Big Harry. Hasn't been his greatest day, but this is the time when the big men have to stand up. Jonathan Brown, take us through this.
I love it though, Ed, because Setterfield decides to kick along, so he knows he's got 2v2 ahead of the football. Give the forwards an opportunity. Kick it quick. They'll work it out. Kick it long and high. Harry Mackay does the rest.
So big Harry Mackay comes in. And he's not reading the script at all, Harry.
Got even numbers ahead of the ball. They need to be brave, calm, back their forwards in and go to them. You've got 2 of the best young forwards in the competition, Mackay and Charlie Curnow.
15 points the difference. Carlton in front. Still 11 minutes on the clock.
McStay comes up to make a contest at half back. Allison kept it alive. Tight rope the boundary. Kick house smothered. Knocks it to Smith. Caught by Daisy. Handball inside. Setterfield a chance. Daisy a chance. That was in the backish from here. Obviously not from the umpire's angle. Allison lays a tackle. Could have been high. It's given ball.
I think what we haven't spoken about much, King, the last half is our last quarter really is Carlton's pressure. And probably since halfway through the second quarter, their pressure's been outstanding around the field.
He launches it in hope. Robinson jumps into the pack, knocks it down. McCarthy hands it up to Allison, who sent it in there in the first place. Goes back inside to the square. Witherden a chance to use it wisely, and normally does. Carlton getting players back though, filling all the holes. Floats it up in hope. McStay front spot, can't mark it. Wittering went hard, went and picked it up and was caught. Got the handball out just in time. O'Brien, gang tackled. Good spot for a ball up for the Lions though.
Just need to stay composed here, Carlton. Don't give away a free kick here. Just trying to do the right thing, Brownie. Trying to put that pressure on.
Yeah, you're right.
Stay calm.
We said O'Brien got hit. He certainly did, and he's slow getting up here.
So if it's a head injury, that can stop play.
This gives the Brisbane Lions a chance to get something organised. They need 3 goals in a hurry. Got a forward 50 stoppage. Get on the move. Get Lachie Neale into the game.
They need to get on the move, don't they?
Lewis Taylor into the game.
It's the
Charlie
strength
Cameron.
of their game, Brisbane, but it's not going to be a strength if they don't get on the move and get proactive. Don't worry about their men here. They need to be ones moving. Draw some attention from the Carlton midfielders, the Carlton defenders.
Draw a free kick by movement.
It might be a bad corky, that one. A few knees in that pack. In the meantime, umpire's going to ball it up on the point of the square as Lachie Neale was heading into goal, and Ed Curnow was all over him. So plenty of action happening in the goal square. Here we go. Cruiser and Martin. Martin's got the free.
There it
Read
is.
it well, Kingy.
He read it well. He got the front spot and drew the free kick.
It's so much about composure as much as effort.
Holding the arm, he said.
Yeah, it's the tiniest of tiny free kicks, the tiniest of infringements, but it's there.
They've only kicked 2 goals since half-time, the Brisbane Lions. Cruiser biting his lip at the moment. Wow. We'll come back and have a look at it. The Carlton fans thinking, no, not again. 9 minutes to go. Martin comes in from 15 metres out and has missed.
Yeah, I would have only given 50-50 at best. I know, which sounds a bit
He's
harsh.
50 from there.
Just,
He's 12 metres out.
yeah, I know, but he's not the greatest kick for goal.
It was a tentative kick. Just 44 goals in 170 games, so he hasn't been a big goal kicker over time. Gibbons on the run. McGovern got down low.
Better since half-time, Mitch McGovern.
Back into the lineup this week. Charlie Curnow working hard for him. He leads forward, then he doubles back. Mackay's in front of him. McGovern sits it up for both of them. Mackay outmarked by Andrews in the middle of the two. Ripper grab. And this game's still alive. 8.5 minutes left.
Well, Brisbane attacked the wide of the corridor all day. Now it's time to just switch modes. You've got to score 3 goals minimum. Go down the middle.
Hipwood has a chance, but beaten for it by Cruz.
It's been enormous since half-time, especially. Now, it's the best 6 disposal game you'll ever see, King. Been enormous. He's dominated centre clearances.
Simpson, dangerous kick. Fisher had to do well and did. Great stuff. Daisy Thomas chips it out wide. The veteran doing it well for Carlton. Fisher kept running and over throw on the other side. So Carlton, they know that they have to concede 3 goals here to lose. 32,000 people in today, 32,211. So knocking seconds off the clock is going to become very, very important for Carlton. But not yet. Cripps was being held up. I didn't see that one. Rich does it well. Robinson tried to cut back in. Rich flicks it around. Witherden's kick. He's turned it over. And the Carlton players, the good ones, are getting the ball at the moment. Simpson's one of them.
We just saw Luke Hodge talking with the coach on the sideline there. They're saying, OK, 2.5 goals, 8 minutes to go. What do you want to do, coach? We've got to go. And I think one of those moves is Daniel Rich up around the action.
So Thomas gets it going. The kick is a beauty. Curnow's got it from Cripps. 55 out. Will he wheel and have a go and go for glory? He does. It's the big, long bomb right to the teeth of goals. The Shepherd on the line might be enough. He got a bad bounce in the end. And through for a behind.
He's loaded a couple up today. The long one in the third quarter.
Witherden in the McStay direction. Used his body well. Hands it off. Still got some run left. McCarthy heads long. Charlie Cameron's hardly seen it. Plowman, Cameron, Plowman half held him. Cameron through his legs. Wins himself a free.
This is the man. He can light up. He can have 5 minutes and win the game for his team. They haven't looked likely for the best part of an hour. But it doesn't take long. You've got to make Carlton win this game. They're not quite sure how to do it. We've seen that over the previous 12 months. Got to give them a fear, a shock.
Time clock says 20 minutes now gone. We've ticked into time on. Final term. 6 minutes and change left. 15 points down. Post. The little things.
So Carlton, they leave it for Daisy Thomas to bring the ball out, not 15, says the umpire. These little extra metre or two things are going to make the difference in this game. You just get that feeling, don't you? That one didn't go the 15, umpire called it. Fisher jumps, panics, gets it back, does well. Holds his composure, but the handball was to the wide open spaces to a ruckman. Cruiser is the ruckman, though. He goes in against Smith and holds it up. That's almost a win. It still spills out. McCluggage twisting and turning, gets the handball out. Smith, the high up and under. Who's going to go for this one? Hipwood is underneath the camera. Oh! McCarthy! McCarthy, the great McCarthy's taken the mark and will line up 25 metres out directly in front.
Big moment for him. He needs to do something. He's had a poor couple of weeks. Lincoln McCarthy had no impact on the games. Today he had no impact either. But all of a sudden, he can lift his club back into the game. If he goes back and kicks this is what he's in the team for.
Well, Martin has missed an absolute soda from 12 metres out. Charlie Cameron hit the post with a very gettable goal. You don't get too many more chances. This must go through. And it does. And it does. The Brisbane Lions fans go wild at the other end. They've got their big night tonight. They are wearing the jumper of the great Kevin Murray, 50 years after his 69 Brownlow medal. And they're back in this game.
Well, it's all about what's likely to happen now, Brownie. You're talking about an 8-point margin. Gee, they cannot give up the next goal from a Carlton point of view. Brisbane have won the last 2 centre clearances, so there's some confidence in this group going into, okay, we've arrested the slide. Can we get one more? With the 6-6-6, you can score super quick in this new phase. They've got to back themselves in, Brisbane. They've got to go for broke here.
Carlton can't play safe, can they, King? They can see the finish line now. It's looming. The finish line looming, though, can put pressure on you.
You've got the staggers.
Yeah, you've got the staggers up. You can stop playing fast or certainly being proactive.
8-point margin, 5 minutes left. Archie Smith got high. Ball knocked down to Neal. Feeds it out. Robinson, hammered on the kick. Back to McCarthy. Hipwood tried to break free. Dropped it. Holding the ball.
Yeah.
Fended off. And that was his prior. Wiedering.
Been really good today, Wiedering. Best game he's played for some time.
Most of the Blues have been great since quarter time. If you have just joined us, the Lions kicked the first 6 goals of this game. Cripps has been epic. He has been sensational. They've been hanging off him all afternoon like a cape, but Superman has stood tall. He gives it to Walsh, the young kid. Batman and Robin, as Eddie called them earlier, to Charlie Curnow. Down to 4 minutes. Charlie's about to blow it long. Heads long. Mackay held up, couldn't take the mark. Petreski, Seaton and Rich went low. Ball up, forward pocket, Blues, and David Teague on the edge of his seat like everybody else in this stadium and watching around the planet at home.
Now the clock starts to become Carlton's friend. 4 minutes to go. 8-point margin. Need to get one here, the Blues. Ball up.
Yeah, Ed Curnow's job at Lockie Neal. Lockie Neal at 25 at half time. 31 for the game now.
All right, here we go.
Good job.
So Martin back on the ground up against Cruiser. Nice hit, but it comes down to Rayner, who's high up and under. Is going to be marked by this year's edition of the Superstar rookies. And Walsh has it. Kicks it to the top of the square. Cripps! The captain somehow gets away and takes the mark, and dare I say it, the kick was an absolute ripper. His partner in crime have done it again.
Robin the Batman.
Any danger though, Patrick Cripps, he's been pretty handy today. Any danger you're actually going to put someone on him in the aerial contest? Jeez,
Well,
have a look at that.
Let's have a look at that. It's as easy a mark as Patrick Cripps has had. Easy possession, because usually there's about 10 hanging off him. For goal number 4 since half-time, the captain comes in and kicks and puts it through to revive the Carlton Football Club.
Patrick Cripps, he's been enormous.
Awesome.
Yeah, but any danger, Kingy, maybe just keeping an eye on him. Here's Mark Lacu to show he's up and out.
Yeah.
He's up and about, no doubt. It's been would have been a stressful week for him. Having to sack the coach early in the week, but well, here we go. They've gone early, the Blue Baggers. Let's just have a look at this.
I think Juddy's in the car. Juddy taken off early.
It doesn't take much to completely change a club, does it?
Can't not love this bloke.
Oh, and this has been
17 supporters, 17 other team supporters who love to have this man in their colours.
Have you seen a game like this?
No, I don't think I have. Since quarter time, King, just not a one-man show, but he's lifted him onto his back and said, come with me, boys.
one of the iconic franchises of AFL, VFL, has risen from the dead. Gibbons to Petrevski-Seton, 48 from goal. This team has won 4 of its last 43 games. 16 wins from 77 under Brendan Bolton.
Have a look at the smile on his face. He can run down the clock and take his close-up here.
A coach change, and suddenly it's a whole new world. The Blues 18th on the AFL ladder coming into this game. Rock bottom. It's across the face, but it's bending back.
Oof.
And it nearly got there.
Since Brisbane led by 37 points, having kicked the first 6 goals of the game, it is 11 goals to 3. 11 goals to 3, and Daniel Rich comes out 2 minutes ago, so up the middle they have to roll the dice. But this is Carlton today.
Defenders have been good, led by Curnow. Sorry, not Curnow. What's his name? Big Casbolt.
Yeah.
Big Casbolt back down and Wiedering, taking the intercept marks. That time Marchbank as well has been a good contributor.
The Carlton fans are literally jumping up and down in their seats. They're enjoying every moment of this now. They've got a minute 50 of absolute joy. Having only had 4 wins in their last 43 outings, they're not only going to have a win, but they're going to have a win for the ages. McGovern thumps it long. Cripps is lurking. Cruz is there. Mackay goes up. Curnow. Where's Cripps? He'll come from somewhere. Gibbons. There he is. Cripps. There he is. Gets the handball back. Sets it up. The ball's coming in. Out wide it goes. And this is going to be just the time to knock the clock down from Nick Newman. He's 55 out. 15 points up. And a minute 7 on the clock. Smart play from Newman. He can take 30 seconds off. And have a look at that. They're trying to hold their faces in here, the Carlton coach's box. They don't want to go the early crow. But inside, those jumble of nerves, the exultation. Newman comes in and he kicks it to the pocket with a smart kick. That's the spot to kick it. Can they get one more? 40 seconds to go. Petrevski-Seton's got it. Little chip kick inside. Touch play on.
Rolling ball. McCluggage attacks him, but Cripps attacks him and rolls him. And every Carlton fan in the house.
He's got the free kick.
Wow. Celebrating this right now.
Can he get 6 votes in the Brownlow?
Well, Sam Walsh has been huge as well. Casbolt, you mentioned. The ruckman.
Ed Curnow as well. Look at the difference. Jared Lyons goes to tag Patrick Cripps and gets tagged.
But how appropriate is this moment?
Yeah.
How appropriate is it that Patrick Cripps, the Superman, the leader, siren sounds, in runs Cripps.
The top.
He has delivered all afternoon. It's not a goal, but it is a where were you when moment. Unforgettable win by the Blues. From 37 down to win by 15. 11-12-78 to 9-9-63 in David Teague's first game as an AFL coach.
Team that never lets you down.